Opportunity in front of the goal. Bubble is shot, and they score! And he caught it! Touchdown, Geiger! How did he haul that in?
And she's going to go around the front. She scores! Kayla Puppy!
Shot for three. That one is good. He nails another one. Moving slowly in. Tries to go to the backhand and scores! Andrew Winter on the penalty shot. Puts the Raiders up 1-0.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Northfield Ice Arena, also wonderfully known as the Pepsi Arena here in Northfield, Minnesota. Jimmy LaRue with you for the first game of the season with Brent Bielman joining me this evening as well. The Raiders coming off a 20-8 season last year and losing to Lakeville South in the section finals 5-3. Take on Gentry Academy. The Gentry Academy Stars, are the Class 2A champions from last year with a 27-2 record overall. However, 12 of their seniors graduated and 9 of their top scorers are no longer on the team. Brent, good evening. You know, they've been practicing for 9 or 10 days, and that's about it. You don't know what you got this year starting out.
Yes, no, both teams. It's that first game. You're just trying to get the jitters out and to see what you got. I know I talked to a couple of the coaches for the Raiders too. They're still trying to figure out what they have. They know certain parts, but they don't know the full part, and so it's a good way to start the season. And it's just one game at a time right now. It is.
A lot of the teammates. The good thing about the Raiders are, of course, their top 6 scorers are back. So the top 9 are gone. Our top 6 are still here. So the optimism is good. I know that. It's an open enrollment kind of a place up there, and the academy is a kind of a hockey academy, and they made a lot of noise in last year's state tournament. But again, you never know what you're going to do. They got an all brand new head coach. She was assistant coach with them last year. She's only 23 years old. She's just coming off a couple of years from the University of Duluth and the Bulldogs, and she finished, they were in the Final Four in, I think, 2021. So a lot of inexperience as a coach. And, of course, Paige, been around here now for a few years, and she knows her players. So I say advantage Northfield.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage for Northfield. But it's great for girls hockey to have female coaches coming from the college ranks. And yeah, Gentry Academy, I mean, I think they came in, they won this Class A state championship. Then they took a year off, and then they won the AA. And what happens is they had a lot of kids there. Now they're going to rebuilding, and their coach has to kind of just start from scratch. So she knows where they're at and is not going to put pressure on them to be last year's team. Let's grow into our identity this year.
Do we have time to take the visiting coach? How about this? Hey, let's talk to Mo Anundson. She is brought to you by the Hometown Credit Union, serving 26 counties in southern Minnesota. They have 2 locations in Owatonna, 1 in Faribault, and 1 in Northfield. Let's hear from Mo. Game. Joining me this evening is new head coach Mo Anundson of Gentry Academy. This is your 3rd year of coaching and your first time as a head coach, Mo, and you were the assistant coach last year. What was that journey like?
Yeah, obviously last year, first year coaching in high school, couldn't have gone any better, really. It was a great experience just from game 1 all the way to being in the state tourney. We had some really talented girls, and just being alongside and feeling like I had a big impact alongside Billy last year made it pretty memorable.
So how does this person who gets out of the UMD Bulldogs just a couple of years ago end up as head coach after a year of assistant coaching?
I've just been grateful for these opportunities, really, and it's, I think, been fast. I'm only 24 years old, but hockey, I've had a lot of hockey experiences just playing, and now I've coached for a few years, but I've always done a little bit of the stuff on the side. And I think I'm just in a good spot right now, even though I've only had a few years of experience. I think I have that knowledge and just connection with these girls to make them successful.
You had a significant amount of seniors. I think there was 12 seniors. 9 of them were your top scorers last year. Leave the team. Now you've got about 8 returning players that were on last year's team. So how does that change the dynamic, and how do you look at your team? I mean, you've only been on the ice for not even 2 weeks, and now you're in your first game. What have you been able to decipher or figure out about your team this year?
I think just a lot of these girls are excited, and I think they're ready and capable to step up into these bigger roles for us. They were on the team last year making an impact, but they got to kind of see what it takes to get to that state tourney. And I think they're going to do a good job of helping us hopefully get there. But I know they're excited and they've been doing an amazing job at practice, even though we've only been together for a few practices now, since it's only our week 2 here. But I know they have the capability of stepping up and just really getting more offense going. But we have an older team again, so I think they're definitely capable of creating that offense that we need to be successful this year.
Did you have any choice in playing Northfield, or was that just kind of something that was on the schedule?
That was on the schedule before I started taking it over, but I think I'm excited because this will be a good game against Northfield. They have a few solid players and just kind of, I guess I know the coach a little bit through some connection, so I think it'll just be a good first fun game to start with.
Have you ever coached against, or have you been around Coach Paige Haley of Northfield?
I played at UMD with her sister, Reagan Haley. So just a little bit of connection there, even though I've never coached alongside or against Paige yet.
So what exactly do you know about Northfield in particular, and the fact that what do you expect? Because like I said, you've got about 8 returning people. They have several of theirs returning as well. So what do you know about Northfield, and what do you expect out of this evening's contest?
Sure. I mean, obviously every team we play against, we're going to get a good game. And I think just knowing Northfield has some solid offense, just from, I guess, coaching Elite League, knowing of those players, they have some talent there. But I think, honestly, it's going to be a pretty good game where both teams are going to want to keep the pace fast. Really, it'll kind of come down to possession and who's really going to be forcing each other to make those dumps. And then we just kind of go to work from there. But it'll be a close game and well-respected team Northfield is. So we're excited to play them.
Well, thanks for taking a couple of minutes out of your busy schedule this evening, Mo. I wish you best of luck as a head coach, not only for this evening, but going ahead into the future.
Thank you.
Mo Ahn is the head coach of Gentry Academy. They'll be taking on the Northfield Raiders coming up in just a couple of minutes. Stick around. Okay, well, there you have it. Pretty much, I think we're getting ready to load a commercial here or something. We're going to try to get the other coach set up here as well. Pretty much what we discussed.
Yep.
And, what are you going to do? I mean, like you said, a couple of, new faces, new coaches. You did it for 20 years. And that first game, you never really know what you got.
No, I mean, you know what you have, but you don't know how it's going to come together, and you know it's a process, and you don't figure it all out in November. It's just a process. Even for the Raiders, they got a lot of returners, but it's a brand new team.
Right.
Yeah, every year you're creating a new culture, a new identity. You got new senior captain leaders that you didn't have last year, and so it probably takes a good 6 weeks to really create and get that identity going. And so with Gentry Academy, she gets to start something new. Like I said, it's probably good. She sounds like she's level-headed. She knows what the expectations are. And I think she's going to be good for the program.
It sounds like, they match up pretty well as well. They got some people that are pretty fast on the ice, so that's one thing. But I know they struggle with the offense, and that's because, obviously, their top 9 scorers are now gone. So these people, like she said, they have to step into this role. They didn't score a lot of goals last year. Now they're going to be put in a position where you've got to take the pull away the horns.
And it's not just scoring. I mean, it's like that's the easier part. You got defense that's going in. That's probably the most difficult position to jump in new, and then goaltending. Like we said, they have no goaltender returning, and that could be a big task.
And we did not see anywhere on there that, they might have been JV last year or something, but they never got a shot to even go into the net. So they were a part of that. So are we all queued up? All righty. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick 17. Are we doing the 17 seconds? You got it to 30? Let's take a 30-second break. When we come back, we'll talk to head coach Paige Haley.
Decisions can be hard. Whether you're picking out home design details, choosing a college, or planning a wedding, you put a lot of thought into life's big events. But paying for it all is easy with a home equity line of credit from Hometown Credit Union. Rates are always affordable, and you can quickly apply online at hometowncu.coop. Make the decision easy with a Hometown Credit Union HELOC. Equal housing lender.
Thank you there, Hometown Credit Union. Now it's a time to catch up to Paige Haley. Paige Haley is never short on words. Trust me on this. Let's check out what she's got to say about tonight's contest. Welcome to the Northfield Ice Arena as the Northfield Raiders take on Gentry Academy. Head coach Paige Haley joins me for this pregame. Paige, it's only been a few days. You literally started practice on the 30th. You haven't had much of time to get going, so to speak. How are you going to adjust to tonight's game against the state champion from last year?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting contest. I feel like, the group that I have this year, they're very ambitious. They're very driven. So I know that they're very ready for this game and for a game day. They've been itching. Honestly, they've been talking about it since, the summer when they found out that that's who we were playing on our schedule. But, early in the year, there's a lot of need to learn things and go over things. So we haven't gotten to everything we want to obviously practice before we play a game, but we've hit the main things and we'll just hope that, the main things will be solid and then we can kind of go from there. But, at the end of the day, this is their first game too. So, we're both in the same spot. And like I said, my girls are ready to go.
It's kind of amazing though that, you literally started not even 10 days ago and you're already on the ice. You have some new players on your team, but you have a lot of returning players as well. So I'm assuming that that's helpful and they are helping kind of tutor the younger people. But what do you try to do in that first week or so to get them ready for a game?
Yeah, well, a lot of skating, conditioning, getting kind of their endurance up. We usually, during the first week, near the end of the week, we go over kind of our basic systems of, defensive zone coverage, offensive zone coverage. And, if we have that laid down, then we can kind of, go through everything as we go from there. But just, covering the most basic things. So like I said, defensive zone coverage, positions, where do you need to be, forward, centers, wings, and then offensive zone coverage. That's like, our forecheck. What does it look like? Kind of our formation and stuff like that.
Well, I know that you always like to take on a challenge and you always at the beginning of the season try to pick someone, but how did you end up with Gentry Academy as your first game out of the chute?
I don't know. I don't really, I know that they asked us to play, and I'm going to be honest, I've been boycotting this group because I don't really agree with how they do things. They were competing at the tier 1 level, which is, against like the Shaddocks and stuff like that. And then they came to the high school league. So I wasn't a huge fan of Gentry Academy, but we needed good competition. They asked us to play, and I figured that why not? I've got a group that is a lot of veterans that are returning. And actually today, Grace and Ayla signed their national letters of intent to play Division I hockey. So I've got some depth. So I think like if there's a group that I'm going to have play last year's state champions, it would be this group.
So with that said, what are your expectations for tonight? What do you hope to at least come away with?
I just want the girls to compete. I want them to go hard. And really, we'll just see what happens. We are going to take it period by period because I really don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect from my opponents. I know that they graduated a good chunk, but this is also a hockey academy, so people show up to it. So I'm not sure, on the roster necessarily, like how I don't have a very good idea of how they're going to be. So all I really care about is we're going to focus on ourselves, the compete piece. Also, hoping that the foundation we've laid down in the last week with systems that we're following those things. And, as we go, correcting those things and making sure that we're playing Raider hockey.
So Mo Amundsen is the head coach. And I understand she played hockey with your sister. What do you know about her she was an assistant coach last year for the state champions, but now she is head coach.
I really don't know much about her other than that she did play with my sister at Duluth. So I'm sure she's great. And I know that she's obviously experienced that she's been coaching and she's experienced with this group if she's been with this group. So, I expect them to kind of have their stuff together and they're going to be ready to compete as well.
All right. Well, good luck to you this evening, Coach, and best wishes for the season.
Thank you.
Another word down.
All right. As the Gentry Academy takes to the ice, and so does the Northfield Raiders. Looks like we're going to have probably our starting lineups coming up here shortly. Our coaches' interviews this evening are brought to you by the Hometown Credit Union. It's not for profit, cooperative, owned by its own members with locations in Owatonna, Faribault, and Northfield. Your visiting team starting lineup is brought to you by Ritchie Eye Clinic and summer free of contacts with up to $500 off all LASIK treatments. So with that said, they're probably going to give us the introduction to the players here coming out onto the ice. And are we going to cut away to their announcer? Alrighty, let's cut away to the announcer now.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too. Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
Valley Auto House is a full automotive repair, shop, collision center, and the only AAA authorized towing facility in Northfield. That means if you are in a minor or a major collision this winter, or if a deer happens to find your vehicle, Valley Auto House can handle it all. We work with all major insurance companies to handle your vehicle, from the tow to completing all of your vehicle's repairs. Valley Auto House is located at Highway 3 South in Northfield, open at 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, or you can find us at valleyautohouse.net.
A ramp there, so just like the two teams here tonight, we're working out a few bugs here this evening as well. So
it's everybody's beginning of the season,
isn't it? It's just absolutely crazy out here. But we're going to get started here in just a second. The instant replay. We got an instant replay maybe coming up here later tonight. We've been able to fine-tune some of our technology, so that'll be fun. And, of course, our starting lineups brought to you by Ritchie Eye Clinic. Make this fall free of glasses or contacts with up to $500 off all LASIK treatments. So we'll get ready with the start of the first game of the season here. It is the Northfield Raiders taking on Gentry Academy and the Stars from Gentry Academy. And it will be it'll be interesting to say the least.
Yeah, it should be a good matchup. I mean, you're dealing with a team that was they won the state championship last year. So even if a lot of the kids didn't play, that coaching staff was around, some of these kids were around it. I do know watching them, they play good structured hockey, and that's what you're going to see. And the Raiders they have to watch that temptation of leaning on their top kids to carry them. They're going to be looking, how do we play a full team game tonight?
Well, we're just about ready to get started. You're listening to KYMN Radio 95.1 The One and AM 1080. We're also streaming on KYMNradio.net, and you're watching it right here on NorthfieldLive.com. So if you'd like to get an opportunity, go to NorthfieldLive.com, sign yourself up, and you could be watching the game tonight. We're going to face off with Puppy at the center, and Annenson, the younger sister, a 7-year younger sister of the head coach, faces off as Gentry takes control of the puck. Through the neutral zone they go, and all the way down into the corner goes as Steffes chases it down and sends it to the far boards. Intercepted in the neutral zone again and dumped right back into the Northfield zone. Getting it picked up, there's Rasmussen. Rasmussen going down the far side. She'll skate it through, dump over to Puppy. Puppy all the way through. She makes a cut towards the middle, and then she gets forechecked off of that one. And down into the corner it goes. Then it's kind of cleared to the top of the left circle now. McCusson from the right circle. Shot on goal. Rebound out front. It is a shoot and score! Right there in the mix of all of it. I bet you that's what we got. Emily Beeham with the rebound puts them up 1-0, and we are just 39 seconds in.
Well, that whole play just started with, I think it was Stevens on the top left point. She just got that puck back. She went quickly over to McCoshen, and McCoshen did a great job of just getting it to the pads of the goalie, and then we just pounded away for that rebound. So good start for the Raiders here. See if they can't carry it this next shift here.
And they face off again at center ice, and the Raiders control it as they dump it all the way back in. Rasmussen sends it all the way back down and into the far corner.
We might even get a replay here.
And we tied up at the down under in behind the net is Deutz. Bella Deutz down there. She's got the first start of the evening here tonight. That puck is sent all the way to the far boards. Intercepted by the Raiders. They're going to dump it right back in. That's going to be Palkert who dumps it all the way back down in the corner before it's picked up by Avelair for Gentry. That puck goes all the way through neutral ice and into the Northfield zone it is, and they'll skate it all the way in behind the net. Maya Miller picks it up and tries to dump it to the near boards. Being forward is picked up by Rasmussen. She's taken off the puck briefly, picked up by Anna Myers from Gentry. Now in behind the net, Raiders with control of the puck. Dumps it to Puppy, so Puppy, as always, will come flying through, and they got him caught with in a change there, and she'll go flying all the way through. Shot it! And into the hands of Deutz it goes. So another blast down the ice. So, I mean, we know Ayla's fast. We know she's a good skater and everything like that, but they got caught just a little second making a quick change.
Yeah, that's where she's a little deadly because she's coming rushing up on that, and she sees the seams well. And just was able to weave through, and the goalie made a good save.
Steffes with the shot just far left of the goal, picked up by Beeham down in the fore corner. Now she'll dump it all the way to the top of the right circle. She's checked off the puck as she dumps it all the way in behind the net. It goes and all the way around. Gentry trying to clear it from the zone. Dumped right back in. Down in behind the net it goes. Picked up by Gentry. Now it's intercepted briefly, then pushed through the neutral zone by Myers. Down the left side is Annison, and she and Steffes go after it in behind the net there. Annison comes away with it. Puckstown jumps out in front of the net, but it's picked up, cleared in through the neutral zone. Isla, 1-on-4. 1-on-4. She's going to hit the brakes, turn around, start it all over again. Get her team ready to go. Pass over to Miller on the right wing. She's going to cut through the slot. Shot! And that one is also stopped by Deutz there.
I mean, that was a nice patient play by Puppy, but even a better jump up by Miller there. She just read that play, came up, got a nice shot on net. They're going to be looking for some scoring from their defense this year, and Miller's going to be a key one to that.
14:25 remaining here in the first period, and the Raiders on top 1-0. That face-off controlled by Academy. Academy dumps it in through the neutral zone, and we're going to have a call here on the ice. I believe we'll have possibly offsides. 14:16 remaining. Raiders out shooting Gentry 5-0 here in the first period. Puck comes clear into the neutral zone as Gentry controls the faceoff all the way to the near boards. Rasmussen tries to dump it into the zone. Miller in neutral ice, comes away with it. She'll try to skate it through. She gets taken off her skates, but number 8, Avalar. Down the left side they go. Goes Myers. Myers around the corner in behind the net. Comes out front, tries to wrap one out in front, and it is a stop by Macy Mueller, finally testing her out, at least here in the first 4 minutes.
I mean, I just talked to the coaching staff before and kind of laid out some of their lines, but you even see an adjustment right here. Steffens is playing D today, and she's that combo. She can play some forward, play some D. They put her back on D, at least for this period. So, and now it looks like we're got a penalty, so they're going to be on a power play here.
Looks like we do have a penalty here. Number 20, Paulson, Isabel Paulson for the Raiders. So we're going to be shorthanded for 2 minutes here. Face off, Pape. Gentry comes away with it, but it gets pushed all the way to the top of the circle. Now that's swinging all the way far to the far boards over there. That's going to be Roberts down into the right circle, skates in behind the net, and then comes all the way back over into the near circle. Picked up it behind, fires all the way across the other side of the ice. Dumped into the corner. Finally, Raiders pick it up. That'll be McCoshen. She'll try to pick it up and clear. They'll dump it right back in. Gentry holding it. There's a shot across the bow, but that one gets tipped briefly, and that one gets sent up and out into the net. And we'll have another face-off here, just left of Macy Mueller in the right circle.
Well, you can see that they have good players, good structure to this power play, and that's what you do. These guys are learning from the past players that went really nice structure to this power play.
13:20 left to go here in the first period. Raiders on top 1-0 with 1:24 remaining here in the penalty. And the Raiders short-handed here. Pass all the way to the far corner, from the top of the key, all the way to the near side. Anderson dumps it in behind the net. Down in behind it goes. Trapped down in the corner, playing a little zone defense as the Raiders here. Now Anderson skate into that left slot. Scuds all the way across the top. That one's deflected, broke up by Beham. A nice save by Beham there. She clears it all the way down into the other end of the net. Then we get a line change.
That was a good reaction by Emily because they had that person high slot for a quick shot, and she ended up blocking that.
Puck comes through the neutral zone, pushing it through is Myers. She's looking across the lane to the other Myers, Ellie Myers. Now it's back into Ellie Myers, into the near boards. Out to the centering, to the point. Shot. That one's broken up again. Another deflection. And another great stop by Emily Beam. Puck will come through into the Gentry zone. That one's going to get picked up by Avalar. She'll try to skate it up and through the neutral zone. She's got some good wheels. Nice stick handling going on there. To the top it comes, just 12 seconds remaining. There's another play. That one's picked off, and there's a shot on goal, and she scores. But they're going to wave it off.
Yeah, looks like we got a penalty behind the scenes there for a cross check.
So Emma Perutka had a nice stop there and took her down the ice, and they had pulled the net there because they saw the penalty. Yeah. So they knew it was coming. So we just got 8 seconds remaining in this penalty, and now we're going to have another one here against Maya Miller for cross-checking.
And you can see in the structure, both power plays play the same structure, and they're looking for that cross-ice pass. So look for the Raiders to start picking up on that and looking to pick that off and then get a breakaway on these plays in between the middle.
All right, to the top it goes from the left point. There's a shot deflected, just briefly pushed away by McCoshen into the near corner. That's one of the plays over, so we're down to 4 players. So we're still shorthanded here for another minute and 37 seconds as we clear that one all the way down to the far end of the net. 11:31 remaining here in the first period. Raiders on top 1-0, scoring in the first 39 seconds of the contest. 1:22 remaining in the power play for Gentry. Nice defensive move here into the near boards as they clear it into the neutral zone. Gentry will have to pull back and regroup as they skate it down and in to the Northfield zone. Taken off the stick briefly. Picked up. She'll skate back to the middle as Salischeister. Puck comes all the way to the near boards here. Anderson picks it up. She's trying to skate around the front from the point, looking for something. Skating back and forth, very patient on the power play here with 51 seconds to go. That one gets dumped, and that's Salscheider. Puck comes out, right out in front. Nice little defensive move right there. Luckily, they had Steffens right out in front. She's able to stick poke it out of there a little bit. And now the puck is picked up by Ayla. Ayla Short-handed going down the right side. Tries to skate it up between the legs there a little bit, but that's picked up briefly by Gentry. Gentry will try to score through or skate through the neutral ice from that left point. That one's broken up temporarily, and then nice save by Macy Mueller off the pad. And that will call for a stoppage of play with just 21 seconds left in this power play.
I mean, what you saw there I don't know if you picked it up, but on this power play, they started with their second unit for that second one. Usually a young coach, they're just going to keep putting their best players out there, but that's good recognition by their coach. Let their second unit go, and then they brought in this first unit to finish it up.
All right, we just, puck comes all the way down into the Gentry zone. Gentry scores skating from right to left and left to right for the Raiders in their gold uniforms here this evening, if you're listening on KYMN radio. That puck goes right through the crease right there. That one's cleared into the neutral zone. 7 seconds remaining. I don't think they'll have enough time to regroup and come back through the neutral zone here before that one's intercepted. Picked up. Oh, it's almost picked off before we could get the player back on the ice. And there's a pass across the middle, and that was broken up by Mueller. Nice save again off the pad, off the arm pad there of Macy Mueller, and that puck will come all the way to the top of the point. Trying to break that one up as Peruka tries to clear it. Can't really do it. They'll try to keep it in. That one's going to go into the bench, and they are going to call that one out of play, and we'll have a face-off here with 9:42 to go here in the first period.
It's good to kill that off and get that done with there. There's little things that you pick up there early in the season, that last play. It's nice to see a gal like Ayla rush that up, but she's also want to learn that composure. Dump it down, get your switch out, get a new fresh people out. So all those are teaching points they'll give to them.
Puck comes loose as Gentry controls it. They'll bring it up to the top. Now back down to the lower circle as they scramble for it over the top of the circle. Now the top. There's a blast. A one-timer there, and that's off the glove. Rebound off the glove of Mueller. And I believe that's going to be number 26. Naomi with a rebound off the glove. Mueller had it. She didn't even really, it's got off the front of her glove.
Yeah, it just hit her in the glove. That's one she probably wants back. It looked like it kind of stung her hand a little bit, and the D was just not there to pick them up. So it's one of those goals. It's kind of like our goal, though. We put it on net. You never know what's going to happen when you get that rebound out.
Alrighty. Well, with 9:25 remaining, Gentry ties it up 1-1, and the Raiders will control the face-off as they skate it back into the Northfield zone. Punches it up in through the neutral ice. Gentry will pick it up, try to push it back in. It's got Roberts. She'll send it over to the far boards. Now up through the neutral zone. Down the right side they go. Pape all over the top. There's a centering pass out in front, and that's broken up. Sends it all the way back into the corner. Into the neutral zone it comes. Pape on pursuit. Now it's over to the far side. Now back into the Gentry side. Nice forecheck there by Pape as she tries to take him off, and it comes into the neutral zone, and McCostin will try to push it right back, or Steffes will push it all the way back in. They're going to do a full line change here. Gentry also in a line change, so no danger there of getting burnt in behind. And that's Anderson skating through the middle, past the left circle shot, and that one's broken up off the stick and up and over, and again in to the net it goes. So Mueller with some great saves tonight, but gave away that one goal just a minute ago.
No, that was a very good lateral movement. You like to see that with the goalie. She is tracking it well, went right off the shaft of her stick, and she actually watched it into that. So she's seeing the puck well tonight.
All right, they're going to face off just to the right of Miller in the near circle. That one gets pushed in behind the net briefly. Miller tries to clear it out. She gets taken off the stick briefly. Gentry tries to skate it back down into the near corner as they get tied up back down in the corner. That one comes loose finally. Anderson tries to center it, can't do anything about that as the Raiders put some good pressure on near the boards here. Puck is broken up briefly. Back to Mortensen at the top. That one's cleared. Now it's Miller. She's going to skate it all the way through neutral ice, down to that left circle, hits the brakes, looks for the dump pass, and that one's going to go up and in behind before Perutka tries to get a stick on it. That one's broken up right out in front of the point. Shot! And that one's right in the breadbasket. And that's a good save there by Deitz. That one goes in behind the net. Now they clear it all the way out of the neutral ice and all the way down it goes. So a nice shot from the point right there on a turnover in the Gentry side of the ice, and we're going to have a quick stoppage of play here with 7:36 to go.
It's like a penalty on Gentry, maybe. It's like a checking penalty.
She's going to the ice. That's Elsa Myers, number 12. She will be going to the net indeed.
That's one thing early in the season. We've got two defensemen that can really rush the puck well, and Miller really flies up there, and she's got good vision. It's the forwards learning how to play against that and jump up with her.
Face off just to the left of Deutsch down in the Gentry end. Puck's cleared all the way through. There's going to be a race for it. Steph is getting after it, along with Anna Myers. Raiders will come away with it. Isla will come down the near board, skating down the right-hand side. She's going to skate it all the way in behind the net. She'll come all the way back to the point, and then that's where stuff starts to happen. Miller will take it. She'll dump it back over to Isla from the right slot. There's a shot. That one's deflected, probably off of her own player, and up against the boards now. In behind the net it comes. Looking for a centering pass, cannot find one. Raiders at the top of the point. Miller down to the right circle. Shot on goal. That one's deflected, and that one goes flying off the glass and all the way back down to the other end of the Raiders. In behind they get it, and they'll bring it back up into the near circle. Steffes. She'll pass it back in behind the net. 6:38 to go. 1:01 left in the penalty in the power play for the Raiders. They'll skate it through Miller. Down to that left circle. Now to the right point. Puppy from the right point. Shot. That one's deflected off the glove there of the goalie. Goes in behind the net. Puppy will pick it back up. Sends it up to the top to Miller. Miller looking down. She'll send it down into the corner. Puppy will skate it through the right slot. And that's off her own player again. That one's a rebound out in front. So Grace kind of in the way, if you will, as Puppy kind of skated through that slot, but deflected off of her own player. Now we're back at the top. Maya Miller skates it down, dump pass to Puppy. Here she comes again. She'll pack it up. She'll back up and start it at the top one more time. There's another shot. That one finally broken up by Gentry. Gentry up the middle they go. 16 seconds to go on the penalty play as the Raiders will break up that one. Miller recovers, sends it up to Puppy through the middle. Now down the right side. Down the right side she goes. She's going to do a left-handed backhand shot there. That was broken up right away by Deutsch, the goalie, for Gentry. That is the end of the power play for the Raiders. They're still in control. There's a shot right into the glove, and they will have a stoppage of play with 5:30 to go. This one's all tied up at the Northfield Ice Arena, 1-1.
Early in the season, the power play is kind of hard. Sometimes it really clicks, and you start off the season, and everybody thinks you're rolling because you're running at 20, 25%, but you really haven't got it. And you could see the Raiders just don't have their structure down there. A lot of bodies in the shooting lanes, and not a lot of passing. A lot of shooting, but not a lot of passing around.
Puck comes loose over in the far corner. Centering pass out in front, and there's a whiff right there, right out in front of the net. It was an opportunity there for Perutka, and it just went off the end of her stick there. And now it'll be, I believe, Crone will send it out to the top to Rasmussen. Rasmussen tries to dump it down into the right corner. It goes. 5:05 left here. First period, 1-1 from the Heritage Bank scoreboard. Annison, the younger sister to the head coach Mo Annison, 7 years the younger, has really stepped up and taken leadership this year after all the other seniors, the 12 seniors that graduated from Gentry. Puck will go down into the far corner. Fighting for it over there is Perutka. She'll try to send it to the top. This puck will stay in as it comes to the very, very top, as McCaution will try to skate it down. Centering pass across the middle, right through the crease. Nothing there. Held in there by the Raiders, and that one's going to get stick checked. And that one's a shot into the chest as Emerson Garley with a shot on goal right in the breadbasket. And Emerson played golf all fall. Yes. So she didn't go to any camps, and she didn't do a lot of skating. And honestly, Coach Haley said that she's a little gassed.
Yeah, it takes a little time to get your body in that structure.
That one's going to get picked up by McCaution in the far corner over there. She dumps it in behind the net. Comes loose for Gentry. Gentry picks it up. Tries to center it up and through. It's all the way through the neutral zone. It's going to fly all the way into behind the net for the Raiders. The wave off the icing there. 4:07 remaining here in the first period. What started out as a 39-second goal by the Raiders right off to get things started, it looked as if it was possible that they were on a roll, and Gentry has kind of leveled it off a little bit here and slowed things down, like you were saying, and trying to keep things in perspective here. There's going to be, it looks like, probably an offsides right there with 3:48 to go. Yeah.
No, I mean, we're a little unstructured, relying on one-on-one play. You'd like to see us moving the puck a little bit more, and yeah, but that's all part of the early season.
Face off at center ice on the far circle. Gentry will come away with it. Selscheider centers it up and through before it's picked up. And now Anderson will skate it back into the Gentry zone. She falls down. They got a turnover out front. Centering pass out front. And there's a shot and a goal. There is a shot and a goal there by Rasmussen to take the lead 2-1 on the Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Well, I know coaches over there are excited about that. It was just a little forecheck, but just the way you got a low offense going, and Peruka just finding that. She's got really good vision. She's kind of that true hockey player with that hockey sense. That's a nice low offense goal there.
Yeah, a little bit of Addison fell down and the puck came loose and just looked for the center, and then there they were. So on a turnover, the Raiders take the lead 2-1 with 3:18 to go here, first period. Puck goes all the way down into the far corner and picked up again by Perutka. She was going to skate it right through the neutral zone here. She'll dump it all the way back down into the corner. It goes. Chased by Selscheider. In behind the net it goes, and they'll recover. Try a forwarding pass by Gentry before it's picked up by Puppy in the neutral zone. She'll pick it up. Tries the centering pass up front. Miller tries to keep it in. Knocks it into the Gentry zone before it's picked up right away by Gentry. Gentry tries to clear it. Can't do it. Pushed back in. Now cleared all the way through the neutral zone and into the Northfield zone. All the way back into the Northfield ice, and they'll call icing on this one with 2:37 to go. We'll come all the way back to the other end.
It's good to see that too. I mean, with Northfield, what Paige likes to do is she wants those defense involved in the offense, and so even that you saw Puppy coming around, and then Miller's peeling up. They rotate around all the time. Forwards have to fill back in, and so it's good to see that they're picking it up, making those passes.
2:32 to go. Gentry with the puck in their own zone. They'll push it all the way forward. Forwarding pass. It goes right past number 18, or excuse me, Zoe Miller. Coming back through the neutral zone. Garley trying to hold it in. Couldn't quite get there. The puck came back in out of the zone, and they dumped it right back in, so we'll have an offsides here with a face-off at the near circle here with 2:15 remaining. We want to thank everyone for joining us here this evening on KYMN 95.1 to 1 and AM 1080 and streaming live on NorthfieldLive.com. We say hello to all of those people listening from around the world on Northfield Live. That one's picked up by Myers. Myers will skate it into the Northfield zone from the top of that right circle. There's a pass right out in front. That one's deflected, broken up a little bit. Miller scooting her way. Cross ice pass to Beam. Beam tries to dump it up and in with Puppy in trail. That one is stick checked off of that one. And Gentry will come away with that one. Forwarding pass on that one into the neutral zone. Puppy breaking it up. Cross ice pass just off the stick there of Enstrom. So the Raiders will be able to recover that and dump it into the Gentry zone before they now recover it, and they'll skate it right on back and through. And through neutral ice goes Reeves. Reeves down the right side. That one's broken up by the Raiders. Picked up again by Peruka. Peruka down in the corner. Forwarding pass there. Now all the way up to Puppy. Puppy 2-on-2 here. Rasmussen waiting for it. She goes down the right side to the point. Breaking up in the middle. There's a shot. That one's deflected up and over and into the net as well. And we'll have another stoppage of play with just 1:10 to go here in the first period with the Raiders on top 2-1.
Now you'll see Ayla do that a lot, and I think she's probably the best I've ever seen in our program coming up, picking upper corners. And you see her shooting for that. She's missed a handful of them tonight, but you just keep shooting. We always would say shoot for the goalie's ears, and that's what I think she's probably the best I've ever seen in our program, hitting those upper corners, because when she's on and she starts hitting those, they're almost unstoppable. So
and I think as the season goes along, you'll see that too. Yep. That sooner or later, I mean, you see a lot of her goals. They are in the upper end. So there was a shot on goal by Peruka that was caught in the glove, and now they'll face off again in the Gentry zone with 1 minute to go here in the first period from the Northfield Ice Arena. That one's picked up by Anderson for Gentry. She'll skate it through, tries to dump it up and in behind McCoshen all the way down to the corner. The two of them fight for it before that one's picked up by Reeves for Gentry, and now intercepted again by McCoshen. She'll go down that left side. She'll try to push it back into the corner. In hot pursuit is Palkett. She can't get a stick on it as Gentry will try to clear it with 32 seconds remaining here in the first period. Down the left side they go. Broken up by Miller. Miller gives it a little kick pass up to the front, but it gets past her stick, and now it goes into the Gentry zone. Forwarding pass all the way through the neutral zone. 16 seconds to go. First period. Raiders on top. 2-1. They're out shooting their opponent 12-7 here in the first period. Puppy in hot pursuit. 7 seconds to go. Shot from the left side. Misses to the far right or to the left of Mueller. That one will come all the way to the top of the point. Less than a second to go, and they will not get the shot on goal. Well, that's the end of the first period here, boys and girls, from the Heritage Bank scoreboard. The Raiders lead this one 2-1. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and recap some of the fun you all may have missed. You're listening to Raider Hockey on 95.1 The One and AM 1080, and we're streaming live on NorthfieldLive.com. We'll be right back.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too. Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center. Do you have HSA dollars that you're looking at wondering, hey, what can I use these on? Did you know you can use HSA, HRA, and other health savings accounts to pay for your LASIK procedure? In addition, if you have a Flex account, you can set aside money in your Flex account for next year to use towards LASIK.
Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, Faribault. World-class LASIK, small town traffic. RitchieEyeClinic.com.
Heritage Dental Care in Northfield is a general dental clinic specializing in a variety of dental procedures and services. New patients and emergencies are welcomed 5 days a week. Heritage Dental Care is a proud supporter of Northfield Athletics and wish all of our athletes the best of luck this season. Make an appointment today with Dr. David Bress, Dr. David Buck, or Dr. Michael Thompson. Go Raiders!
No matter what business you're in, it's hard to find someone to keep your business clean. ServiceMaster by Ayatt's janitorial services cover everything from floor care and carpet cleaning to general cleaning, windows, and power washing. When you're in need of janitorial cleaning services, demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster by Ayatt today.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
Fireside Orchard and Gardens has gone to great lengths to make their orchard enjoyable for the entire family. Fireside Orchard has cider, pies, fudge, and they grow 27 of our favorite Minnesota varieties, such as Honeycrisp, Sweet Tango, Zester, and Harrelson. Open 7 days a week, 9 to 6, until December 24th. Avoid the crowds and stop by during the week. Fireside Orchard and Gardens is located just west of Northfield on Highway 19. Check them out on Facebook, see a full list of apples at firesideorchard.com, then stop for the apples and stay for the gardens at Fireside Orchard and Gardens.
What if you could choose to make a positive difference in the lives of others just by where you choose to bank? When you bank with Hometown Credit Union, you are participating in a not-for-profit cooperative. We proudly reinvest into our communities through free financial education to people of all ages. We believe people can make better money decisions when equipped with the financial knowledge they need. Learn more about how you can join Hometown to make a difference and support our financial education outreach at www.hometowncu.coop.
Well, welcome back to the Northfield Ice Arena. Jimmy LaRue, Ben Bielman is with me this evening doing the color for us this evening. And not uncommon to have someone like you here, 20 years on the ice yourself. And it's opening season. It's the first game of the season for both teams. And, you know, like you said, you've had about 10 days to try to get conditioned and try to make something happen. So what do you take away from that first period?
It actually was a better period than I thought it would be. I mean, the Raiders they're a little bit out of sorts, but Gentry was very structured in what they're doing. But it was a faster pace than I thought the first period. A lot of times those first period of the season is just kind of all over the place, and it was a lot more consistent.
I think we will see, because when I talked to Mo Anundson, the head coach from Gentry, too, is the same thing. They talked about a lot of the gals coming into camp, and some of them tried to do, conditioning and things like that, and tried to get on the ice wherever they could. And, of course, they being, a hockey school, they, even though they're open enrollment, but they've kind of got their own kind of a setup there. And even some of their players, need a little more conditioning. And like I said, we talked with Coach Haley and talked about Emerson and Emerson Garley coming in and, not really doing a lot. She did a lot of golf in the summer and stuff like that, so she didn't have as much opportunity. And so, I think we'll have to see how the periods go, too, because when your legs get tired, it doesn't take much, and it'll take a lot out of you.
Yeah, no, it's a different. You got the adrenaline going too, and then that starts to taper down now, and your legs start to feel it a little bit. But they're young. They're young kids. They can bounce back. But usually we would say sometime in December you're really starting to get in full shape. Just in that conditioning. And I think we got a few kids in different positions. They were running probably about 10, 11 people on that the Raiders were. So you get a little tired, and once that adrenaline just drops here in between these periods, it's harder to get going this second period of that first game.
So do you think then you'll see a lot more switching out on the lines by coaches like that? Keep rotating, trying to give them a little bit more time to rest.
They'll keep going, but the kids will just keep going out there. Ayla Puppy's going to want to keep jumping over the boards and get out there, and they'll get into that. Jeff does a good job on structuring that to keep them in pace, but you're just coming off of that period here. It's the first time you've played this long, and you're just sitting down now, and so it's just. You'll see them. Both teams will probably be a little sluggish at first of this period and then get their legs back together.
Well, let's recap some of the scoring. It didn't take very long because at the beginning of the contest, Emily Beam caught the rebound off at 39-second mark and put the Raiders up 1-0. And then it was at the 7:35 mark on the other side, Naomi Wing, she got a rebound off the glove and was able to put it in through the right point there, right slot there as well. And then it was Olivia Rasmussen at the 13:30 on quite a pickup play. It was really there was a turnover down in the corner. Anderson fell down. The puck came loose. I believe it was Brutka got it.
Yep.
Center looked straight to the point. Got her right out in front, and then was able to score.
No, it's a harder play than people think because she got their player fell down. And Perukta, is that how you say it, Perukta? She just picked it up, but she had the time and awareness to get around the net, look up, and Rasmussen just dropped into that high slot, fed her right on the stick. It's a high skill play, even though it doesn't seem like it, and that's just hockey awareness that she has.
So the interesting thing is we had two penalties on our side, so we went back to back actually. Isabel Paulson had a penalty at the 14:01 mark, and then we got Maya Miller at the 12:01 mark for cross-checking, and so they went back to back, so they had 4 minutes. But it really, like I said, they didn't score until the 7:35, so they held them off and had a good power play.
Yeah, they had a good power play that first one. I think it's hard when you go back to back for the other team too, because it's like you're getting going and you don't have time to learn from it. So we did a good job killing that off. I do like Gentry's structure. I'd like to see us as the Raiders get a little bit more structure, and I'd like to see McCaution step up. It's a kid that sometimes as a defenseman, it's good when you don't notice them. She's a kid you need to notice, and I didn't notice her as much out there, and I'd like to see her break that open and get on that offensive rush.
And the other one I'd like to see is Emerson Garley. Mm-hmm. She was the number 2 scorer for the Raiders last year, right behind Ayla Puppy. And I just like that. Again, she seems to be kind of quiet tonight.
Yeah.
You're not seeing her. Usually you see her.
Yeah, and she's kind of that pure goal scorer. She scores in bunches. So, yeah, if you see her break through, she might get 3 tonight.
Right.
And she could just get snake bit and not get anything. So you want her best areas around that net. She doesn't always like to get around there, but when she's around there, she puts the puck in the net.
I tell you, I think they really missed Tova Sorensen from last year. She was a big gal that was really, she would get in front of the net, and nobody's moving her out of there.
Yeah, she was really hard to move, and she loved working around there, and and she could bury the puck in the net. So
she wasn't afraid to show people that this is my territory.
Yeah, she would throw you down too. So
she would. So that's at the end of our first period here. The Heritage Bank scoreboard. The Raiders are on top, 2-1. We'll have our second period coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We got the Zamboni is off the ice now, and we'll take a short break again. And when we come back, we'll get started on our second period. You're listening to Raider Hockey on KYM and 95.1 The One and AM 1080, streaming live on NorthfieldLive.com.
Community banking at its best. Whether you are looking to improve your financial future, planning to buy a new home, or considering a mortgage, Heritage Bank in Northfield can help. Our ability to make decisions locally provides you the highest level of service at competitive rates. Your finances and home are important to you, and having a staff that you can trust makes all the difference. We make banking easy with real estate specialists and loan officers ready to help you. Stop by Heritage Bank on Highway 3 or contact us at heritagebankmn.com and see how the professionals at Heritage Bank can help you build your future.
Many of us would love an extra flexible way to earn money. Benjamin Bus and Northfield Lines have many driving positions available, including vans that won't require a CDL, small and regular-sized school buses, and motor coaches. These positions offer flexible hours, days off when kids are out of school. You can even bring your kids to work with you. Benjamin Bus and Northfield Lines offer on-site training and testing along with wages up to $21 an hour. No experience necessary. Stop by Benjamin Bus on Highway 3 in Northfield and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
No matter what business you're in, it's hard to find someone to keep your business clean. Service Master by Ayatt's Janitorial Services cover everything from floor care and carpet cleaning to general cleaning, windows, and power washing. When you're in need of janitorial cleaning services, demand the yellow van. Call Service Master by Ayatt today.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center. Do you have HSA dollars that you're looking at wondering, hey, what can I use these on? Did you know you can use HSA, HRA, and other health savings accounts to pay for your LASIK procedure? In addition, if you have a Flex account, you can set aside money in your Flex account for next year to use towards LASIK.
Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, Faribault. World-class LASIK, small-town traffic. RitchieEyeClinic.com.
Fireside Orchard and Gardens has gone to great lengths to make their orchard enjoyable for the entire family. Fireside Orchard has cider, pies, fudge, and they grow 27 of our favorite Minnesota varieties such as Honeycrisp, Sweet Tango, Zester, and Harrelson. Open 7 days a week, 9 to 6, until December 24th. Avoid the crowds and stop by during the week. Fireside Orchard and Gardens is located just west of Northfield on Highway 19. Check them out on Facebook, see a full list of apples at firesideorchard.com, then stop for the apples and stay for the gardens at Fireside Orchard and Gardens.
This is Barb from Professional Dental Group, letting you know that the doctors and staff of Professional Dental Group are proud to call themselves Northfield Raiders sports fans. Whether scheduling for an implant, mouthguard, or general visit, we look forward to providing you with the same exceptional care that Professional Dental Group has delivered for over 45 years. So on behalf of Dr. Becky Johnson, Dr. John Nowak, Dr. Brian Cravey, Dr. Tyler Yonke, and Dr. Mallory Peterson, go Raiders!
Valley Auto House is a full automotive repair, shop, collision center, and the only AAA authorized towing facility in Northfield. That means if you are in a minor or a major collision this winter, or if a deer happens to find your vehicle, Valley Auto House can handle it all. We work with all major insurance companies to handle your vehicle from the tow to completing all of your vehicle's repairs. Valley Auto House is located at Highway 3 South in Northfield, open at 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, or you can find us at valleyautohouse.net.
Northfield Retirement Community is honored to be rated an overall 5-star facility by Medicare over 3 key aspects of our facility. We were rated 5 stars with health inspections, 4 stars with staffing, and 5 stars with quality measures, making us the premier 5-star facility in the Northfield area. We owe this great honor to our dedicated and hardworking staff. Thank you, Northfield Retirement Community. Innovation, choice, tradition.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too. Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
Northfield is a unique town with passionate people. So much passion that it can be hard to keep up. That's why, if you're into art, local politics, sports, or anything else, Northfield Public Broadcasting is here to serve you. NPB is a free public access local television station that accepts submissions on anything you care about. NPB is a place to hear community voices and to share your own voice. Check it out.
Welcome back to the Northfield Ice Arena. Brent Bielman, Jimmy LaRue, counting down just a few seconds before we face off again here into the second period. And from your Raiders scoreboard, from the Heritage Bank scoreboard, your Raiders are on top of here 2-1. Coming into the second period, they outshot them 12-7 in that first period. We want to thank all of our sponsors for joining us this evening and helping us put this game on. Thank you to Joey Hudson, who is a producer tonight, and running the cameras. Nelson Westland joins us this evening. So if you'd like to check out more, if you'd like to be a part of these broadcasts, all you got to do is go to northfieldlive.com and you can ask and sign up for opportunities to participate in our local broadcast, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, hockey, soccer. There's plenty of opportunities for young people to participate in sports, even if you're not on the team. So there is the buzzer right there. We're going to get ready to get the second period going right here. As we talked about earlier, we'll see how things go here in the second period as the Raiders will swap the zones. They'll be going from right to left in their gold and maroon uniforms. Gentry, black, red, and white, will be going from the left to the right, and Anderson will face off against Puppy in center ice as we get the second period underway here at the Northfield Ice Arena. And the puck is dropped, and Gentry will come away with it in the neutral zone. They'll push it up and through before it is broken up by Steffes. Drop back into the corner for the Raiders. Skating it up and through is Puppy. It's taken off of her stick. Anderson will pick it up. That one's deflected. Turnover in the neutral zone. Garley going down the left side. Centering pass out front. Ida Puppy shoots and scores right between the legs to put them up 3-1 from their Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Well, that was a really good play there by Emerson. She had it, and I think earlier in the game, people were shooting from there. She held on, got the goalie to commit, and then she fed Puppy across the ice there. That's a good play. Very unselfish play for her, just to get that better look.
She could have went down that left side. She could have taken it herself, but she saw Puppy coming in behind and took advantage of the situation. Nice shot right between the 5-hole, and that puts them up 3-1, and they'll face off again here at center ice. Facing off for the Raiders is Rowan getting into the game here this evening. She'll intercept it in the Northfield zone, tries to clear it up and out. They'll take it and skate it in through neutral ice. Off the stick, now go back to the Gentry all the way across. There is a shot, a goal. That one's going off the net there. Backhand by Gentry, and it was just, she had an opportunity but went off the side of the net, so now it'll be returned by the Raiders as they try to clear it into the neutral ice, but it'll get dumped right back in by Gentry, and then we'll have an offsides with 16:03 to go. So 22 seconds. I mean, they tried to outdo themselves. They scored in 39 seconds in that first period, 22 seconds in the second period.
Yeah, it's a good start. Being a 2-1 game, get that little extra cushion there in this period.
Facing off at the top at the neutral ice here in the near circle. It's picked up by Myers, and she'll skate it all the way across this right circle, and then broken up by the Raiders in the middle. As off the backboard it goes, and they'll clear it all the way through neutral. Beham is in hot pursuit over there, and she comes all the way in behind the net as Gentry tries to get it out of their own zone. Beham tries to keep it in by the near boards here as they fight and scramble for it. That one's finally broken up as Wing gets it loose, and they'll go down the right side as Myers. Anna Myers with the puck into the near circle over here in the Raiders zone. picked up and pushed all the way across the ice, all the way down to the right side it goes. And there goes Beham in behind, tries to dump and run, and that one comes all the way back to the top. Puppy will try to skate it and freeze it over in the far boards, into the far circle. From the top of that right circle, it'll come all the way down and around, and Puppy will pick it up in the Gentry zone to the top. McCoshen fires one, and that one's off the stick of Deutsch. That one gets picked up and pulled out of there by Schallscheider as she tries to clear it out of the zone, and it gets picked up and dumped right back in by the Northfield Raiders. This one now from the right circle, a little backhand slap there, and a little bit of pushing going on there. We'll have a stoppage of play as Deutsch covers it up, and we got 14:45 remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, I think that second line for the Raiders have been doing a good job of getting it deep, getting a forecheck on, and that's really bottled up Gentry into their zone, and it creates offense from that.
Garley will take it from the top of the point, push it all the way to the top. Now down in the corner, she gets taken off of her stick, knocked straight to the ground. Some people wanted a little cross-checking there, but they're not going to call anything. Steffes will dump it all the way back in. Pape, centering pass across the middle for Beham. Shot for stick. Can't do it. Garley with a shot, and that one's caught and trapped by Deutsch right out in front as the Raiders from the Heritage Bank scoreboard lead this one 3-1 with 14:25 to go as both teams switch up their players.
You know, and Garley there just set herself right in front of the net like we were just talking about. I bet 60 to 70% of her goals come around there. She's really good, has good hands, and can collect that puck and get it off.
Langford in behind the net. That one's good, taken off of her stick. And that one's going to skate all the way down the left side there. Coming straight in. There's a shot. Tries to lift it up over the top, and over the net it goes, and off the glass. Now to the top of the point. Now it's broken up again by Langford. Picked up by Crone, She'll take a shot. That one's going to be deflected into the back of the boards. All the way to the far circle it goes. Now in behind the net as Crone, number 5, scrambles to keep it in. Picked up by Paulson. Can't get a hold of the stick, and then it's broken up there by Myers for Gentry. In the Gentry zone, it is to the near boards. Tries a centering pass, slight turnover right there, and that's going to be Perutka. Out from that left point, she'll skate it all the way to the boards, and now she'll set it up to the point. All the way to the left circle it comes. Miller tries to dump it down in and around before Gentry will pick it up, and they will try to clear it into the neutral zone, and they will, as Miller will pick it up and then skate it all the way through. There should be a tripping call right there, and they have a hand in the air. So we're going to go on the power play here coming up in just a few seconds, and Beham tries to take control of the puck until it is now a penalty for tripping with 13:14 to go in the second period.
Miller's just such a good skater, and you see this a lot. I think she draws more tripping penalties than most kids that I've seen.
So it looks like it was possibly number 12 there with tripping there at the 13-14 mark.
And yeah, number 2.
Oh, number 2.
Yep.
So that would be Maddie Baker with the tripping penalty there. 12-2, 220, 221, whatever it takes, you know.
It's got a 2 in it.
It's got a 2 in it. That puck is going to be a race for Puppy. Tries to race all the way down into the Northfield zone, and it'll be picked up again, and now down to the ice. Everyone seems to go over there in that far corner. 12:48 remaining, 1:33 in the power play. Gentry in the neutralized, dumps it all the way back in. Steffes will race for it. Anderson will go with her. Puck will come out to Puppy. She'll push it all the way back in behind the net. Now takes control of the puck, and she'll skate down the near boards. Going 1-on-2 here. She'll pick it up in her own zone. Forward pass. Nice forwarding pass there for the Raiders. Now they'll take it from the right circle over there. Dumps it in to Puppy. Back over to the top. There's a shot. There's right into the Raiders' leg there as that one bounces off, and it comes off, and Gentry will clear it with just 59 seconds remaining here in the power play with 12:10 to go in the second period. Raiders lead this one from your Heritage Bank scoreboard 3-1. Gentry tries to keep it in. It's finally picked up by McCoshen. She'll take a nice shot. That goes over the top of the glove and up over the top of the net and up and out, and they will have a stoppage of play with 43 seconds to go here in the power play.
And I think you see the coaches right there just saying to Grace, do that. When she really makes up her mind to shoot, she has got a phenomenal shot. And that slap shot, it catches a goalie off guard because it comes on you quick.
Indeed it did. I mean, she didn't. It went over her glove, and she was still coming up with that glove as that one went up and over. So Puppy will take it from the point to the near circle. Steffes down the corner. Garley. Steffes at the top. Shot. Deflection out front. McCoshen breaks that one up, sends it into the near circle. Garley. Shot. Broken up by the defense. That one comes loose. Raiders keep it in. 17 seconds in the power play. Puppy will skate to the point all the way to the right. She'll weave all the way into 3. Slot off the back, in behind the backboard there. 9 seconds to go. Puppy will pick it up again from the right circle. She'll dump it now back into the corner. Beam. Back to Puppy. Centering pass. That one is broken up by Gentry, and that one will clear into the neutral zone. And now they're back at full strength. Turnover in their own zone for the Raiders. Can't find the puck. There it is in behind, and now they're going to call, looks like tripping against the Raiders now. So they'll go to the box for 2 minutes.
Yeah, a little cross-check, little interference, tripping, whatever. It just, Steffens got beat, and the only thing she could really do is just hit her on the waist there. So I think Grace McCoshen's probably asking the coach, like, well, I'm down here in front. I'm getting cross-checked in the back, and I think she's had more block shots than the entire team down there, but it's on our own shot. So
right? On our own team.
Yeah, it's a new position for her, I'm sure. They want her down there because she's got such good hands, but she's learning that position there, too.
Gentry will control the face-off in the Northfield zone. Shot towards the goal, broken up by the Raiders. They'll send that one flying all the way down to the other end. Probably call an icing call here. Nope, they're on a power play, so they don't have to call that. They'll waive that. So Gentry on the power play. 1:38 to go. Steffes with a tripping penalty there. Comes through neutral ice. Skates all the way up and through his Scheider. She'll take a shot out in front. Rebound. That one's now covered up. Macy Mueller with the stop on the first one, and that got loose out in front of her, and they tried to rebound, but she was able to get her glove on it again and cover that one up.
Yeah, she does. She's a very steady goalie, and she's just always in good positioning. So she gave up that rebound, but there was really nowhere for them to shoot except for into her bellies.
10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Raiders on top 3-1 from the Heritage Bank scoreboard. 1:27 remaining here in the power play for Gentry Academy. Class AA state champions from last year. From the point, there's a shot. There's a centering pass out front to Myers, and that one's broken up by the Raiders. Now from the top of the point again, down to the circle. Anderson with it. Looking. She'll take the shot. Nope, she'll back it back out. She'll come back out to the top. Now she'll send it all the way to the far boards as she keeps it in. Picked up by Myers down there in the corner. In hot pursuit is McCoshen. Now it's in behind the net to the right circle. Fires all the way across the ice off the backboard. Now to the point. Wrist shot right there. That one's deflected out in front. Broken up again by Miller. They kicked that one all the way to the side of the boards. Finally picked up by Myers, by Gentry. Gentry centering pass. Broken up defensively. Now it's on the side of the net. Trying to cover it up in behind it. Now it comes around out in front. Raiders break that one up. They'll send that one flying, and they've got 37 seconds left in the power play as Pape goes racing in behind the net to try and capture the puck. Almost takes the goalie out. Now it's centering pass through the middle, picked up by the Raiders. Now it's stick checked off of there. Myers will pick it up for Gentry. She'll take it and skate it in through neutral ice. Both the Myers girls on, and now Isla going off the net for them. There's a shot just to the left of Mueller's glove there as it went and ricocheted off the back of the boards there. Centering pass out front there, out from the right slot, but that one's broken up. Now from the point, now back down to the circle. That is the end of the power play. Let's see if they can get somebody on the ice here and get something moving for the Raiders. Anderson tries to take it up and through the high slot, but that one is broken up finally by the Raiders. Picked up and taken through the neutral zone. Fires on net, and that's Maya Miller with the shot. She'll clear and take some time off. She was on the power play for the majority of the time there, so she'll get a little breather there. Raiders trying to keep it into the Gentry net, into the zone. 8:37 remaining here, second period. All the way across. Beeham from her own zone fires all the way up and around and down in the corner it goes. There's Abby Sparks in the game, and she's trying to make something happen down in that corner. Tries to pick it off. Gentry trying to clear it. McCoshen tries to keep it in. That one's deflected off of the stick of Mortensen. Now it's picked up again by Avalar. Avalar gets Stick check there, and in the zone of the Northfield zone, into neutral ice it comes. All to the way to the near board. Lamming pushes it all the way up and forward. Picked up as Paulson. In behind the net, trying to do a forwarding pass. That's going to be a turnover in their zone. There's a shot from the left side. That was way up and over. Into the glass it goes. Shot on goal, right out in front again. Now to the point, and it slides right through into the neutral zone. So a little bit of pressure there by Gentry. And then the Raiders do a quick line change here as they chase them around down there in the Gentry zone. Picked up by the Raiders for a turnover. There's Garley with a shot, and it's off the back of her net, and I believe they clear it. I thought for sure it bounced off the pole and in behind, but it stayed in front, and the goalie Deutsch was able to reach behind herself.
Yeah, I think a defense helped clear that out too. It hit the post, hit the back of her leg, and then just stopped right on the goal line there.
Another scoring opportunity for Garley, sitting right in the slot right there. And that one of kind of a puck luck, if you would call that, for Gentry there. That was another goal for sure.
Yep. And after they just dominated for about 3.5 minutes, those are tough to give up when you dominate that long.
And the puck comes loose on the face-off in the central ice. In the neutral zone. BM will pick it up and skate it into the Gentry zone. Puck comes loose out to the point as Gentry will try to forward it up and out of their own end. Puppy picks it up. She'll take a shot. She's going to go down on the ice. That's Maya Miller, excuse me. And now we got another pushing and shoving going on down in front of the net there a little bit. Referee's going to clear it up a little bit here. Doesn't look like there is a penalty on the play.
Yeah, I think Emily Behem might have drawn a roughing penalty in front of the net there, just her presence around there. So it looks like we'll have a power play here.
Well, it looks like they're sending Sparks to the net. So Behem is on the bench, and they sent Sparks now instead for Gentry to the penalty box. And I think they maybe a little roughing down there. Well, the Raiders are in the power play. So Puppy will take it from the center. You just heard it. It's off the pipe there. Center shot there. Miller out in front. Stick comes out of Gentry's hands. Now it's going to go down in the far corner. Centering pass out front. McCaution out front. She gets taken down in front of the net before it's picked up by Puppy. Puppy at the top.
I think their goalie's going to get one here. So I almost would like to just, unless you get a clear shot, just get that puck, get an extra player out here.
So they did take the goalie out. So we got 6 players on the ice, 6 on 4 here out in front before it's picked up by Gentry, and now we'll have another penalty on Gentry.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's probably on their goaltender, but so I think they might have got the other one, but McCaution's really getting beat up down there, and there was nobody. They just can't move her. She's such a good skater. You see that, or just gets her wide base going, and then eventually their goalie cracked her in the back, and then another person hit her. So,
and they're going to send Ava Enstrom to the penalty box on behalf.
And this is where you'd like to see the Raiders. I know they're talking to just move the puck and you're going to get a good shot. Don't try to get one person taking the whole thing here. Just move the puck and you're going to get a good shot out of this.
Steffes in the corner to the top to Puppy from the right circle. Down to the far boards. Working it. Shot from the left slot. That one's deflected by Deutsch. In behind the net it goes. Steffes will push it all the way out to the top. Puppy, shot. That one's up and over and into the netting it goes, and we'll have another face-off to the goalie's right in the left near circle here.
So it's a little different because you practice 5-on-3, but not a lot, and you get used to the 5-on-4. They're trying to do a box and one, but you really, if you make 3 good passes, you're going to have a very clean look.
So Miller will take it at the top, back and forth with Puppy on the right side of the slot. That one comes up and off. Gentry will try to clear it, and they do. 5:24 remaining here. Second period. From your Heritage Bank scoreboard, Raiders on top 3-1. So we've got 26 seconds left in the one penalty for Gentry and another minute and 13 for the second penalty. There's a centering pass across the middle, and he shoots and scores. Meyer Miller from the top of the slot puts them up 4-1.
Yeah, and that's the passing they wanted right there. They still got a power play after this, but they just brought it up high to Ayla. Ayla back down to Stevens, and then the cross-ice pass, I believe it was to Miller there, right? And then she just buried it in. It's hard for a goalie. She's got to track that puck from post to post all over. It's hard to track all that. It looks like Gentry's calling a timeout here.
All right, well, from your Heritage Bank scoreboard, score is Raiders 4, Gentry 1. We'll take a 30-second break and we'll come back. You're watching Raider Hockey on KYMN and streaming live on NorthfieldLive.com.
The graphic mailbox in the River Park Mall. With all of your mailing and printing needs, we can pack it up, ship it out, and get it down the road. Fabricate a sign or a banner. We work hard to know our products. We can find what works for you and set you up with everything you need. The graphic mailbox in the River Park Mall, offering solutions for you.
And we're back at the Northfield Ice Arena. Welcome back. Well, Brent, they still got a minute and 7 left in the power play as well. So Gentry will actually be in the
Gentry's
power play.
No, we're on the power play still because we scored. I think there was 20 seconds left. And Gentry, just from their standpoint, I'm not giving them coaching tips, but they're paying so much attention to McCoshen in front of the net, and she's not really doing that much. Like she drew that penalty. They probably don't have to, but you just keep doing that. Put Grace in there and just say, get ready to get hit. You're going to get hit.
Right.
But just take it and create havoc. And she's learning then how to open up her legs when those shots are coming through so that it just can go through, because she's obviously creating a problem for the goalie seeing there.
Well, we've got 5:09 remaining here in the second period. The Raiders out shooting the Stars of Gentry 23-13. 1:07 remaining in the power play for the Raiders. Having a couple of words being said there by Elsa Myers there, and they'll face off against Pape. Steffes through the zone. Garley down the left side she goes, looking for something across the middle. She'll skate it all the way in behind the net. Stops, turns around, fires, goes right through the crease into the near boards. Puppy tries to keep it in, comes up and out of the zone. So they'll send that pass to Steffes all the way across the boards. Stick check there by Gentry. Raiders recover, take it into the Gentry zone. Now from the top, Steffes. Dump pass to Pape. She'll take it down the right side. Comes skating through the middle. Shot comes loose into Steffes. She'll take a shot up towards the net, but it's to the right of the goalie, and she'll make a quick glove save with just 24 seconds remaining here in the power play.
That was a nice little play. You saw them switching up top, and I think Steffens was just a little slow, but that play is going to beat a lot of teams. They had it, and they rotated. Ayla went down. Everybody's going to look for her to shoot. Cross-ice pass to Steffens. She'll have a wide-open net.
Face-off controlled by Gentry in their own zone. Try to push it up and out, but it's broken up. Pape holds it in. Now Garley, dump pass back to Pape. She'll skate it back to the point. Dump pass, Steffes from the left side. Shot way right of the net, and that one will fire all the way back to the top as Miller will pick it up. Down the right side, she tries to get a centering pass there, but it's broken up off the stick or the skate, I guess, of Addison. There's a wraparound, and that one is broken up by Deutz. Puck comes all the way to the top. Pape comes down the left side through the slot. Boom, deflected up and off. Into the boards it goes and off the glass, and that one goes all the way to the right side. That is the end of the power play for the Raiders. They are at even strength, and they are skating for it. Addison getting after it, and they'll call icing on that one with 3:39 to go from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Raiders lead this one 4-1.
You know, all in all, Gentry's played a good game here. They play with pace and they play heavy. So they skate hard, they're on you all the time, but it's just we're countering back with goals when we get opportunities, and they're not putting theirs away.
Face-off in the Gentry zone. Recovered by the Raiders. There's a shot from the top of the right circle. That one goes all the way into the near boards. Gentry now recovering with it. Anderson with it through the zone. Down the right side is Myers, number 24. She'll come to that right side. Right in this. Right smack in the old chest pads there of young Macy Mueller, who's only a sophomore, and she's got a couple more years. And, she had a pretty decent season last year.
Yeah, no, she's steady there. That was up in her, right on her chin. Almost bounced through her pads, and she just recovered and covered that up.
3:20 remaining here. Second period. Raiders on top 4-1. Puck faced off just to the left of Mueller, and that one will be shot all the way down to the other end. They're going to waive any icing call on that one with just 3 minutes left in his second period. Forwarding pass to Anderson through the neutral zone. Down the far board she goes. In a hot pursuit there is Rasmussen. That one comes loose over to the top of the circle before the Raiders try to clear it up and out of the zone. That's Langford. Dumps that one back to Crone. Crone loses it off of her stick, and Gentry tries to clear it, and they'll skate it all the way backwards. Anderson will skate it all the way back into her zone. And now, in a hot pursuit, is Garley following her through the neutral ice as well. Down that right side they go. Myers picks it up for Gentry. Tries to center it to the top of the circle, but it's picked up by the Raiders. Forward pass to Puppy. Puppy will skate it all the way through neutral ice. Looking to her right. Skating to the right. Centering pass out front to Garley. And that one got off the end of her stick. That was a nice little play right there with 2:17 to go here in the second period for the Raiders. Beam getting dragged down to the ground in her own zone. And then now it's picked up by Winge. Winge in behind the net, and then tries to skate it out as the Raiders try to break that one up. And they will clear the zone. Puppy tries to skate it all the way through. Loses it off of her stick for a second, then recovers. Now she goes 1-on-3, right in through between two of them. Now she'll do a quick backhand. Forwarding pass out in front. That one's out in front. Puck is being slapped around. The net should be coming off the post there. So Puppy with a nice move to the left and then back into the right for a forehand shot with 1:47 to go.
Yeah, it was a good drive to the net. Again, Garley was there. I like the way the Raiders are crashing the net after the shot, too. We're not just watching somebody do it. They get the puck to the net, and all three forwards are in there after it.
Well, the Raiders out shooting them 27-14 from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Raiders on top of this one 4-1 with 1:47 remaining here in the second period. And they will control the face-off, take it in behind the net. Now they send it to the top. McCaution, slap shot, one-timer, all out in front with the rebound there. And that one's broken up by Gentry in the defense right out in front as that puck just kind of laid out there for just a second. And now we'll have another stoppage of play with 1:21 to go, and we'll have a face-off, it looks in the Northfield zone.
Rasmussen got a slashing penalty there.
So at the 1:21 mark, they will go to a power play for Gentry, and that'll carry them into the next period as well, unless, of course, they score.
And these are going to be talking points because we've taken a couple of penalties that, when we're in the offensive zone, you just don't want to take penalties. Like if you're going to take a penalty, it's because you're trying to prevent a goal.
There's a shot from the right point there that just goes off the pad of Mueller, and it comes all the way to the top. Anderson now with it, tries to dump it up and in. Raiders will clear the zone real quick like. 1:40 remaining in the power play for Gentry, and they'll pick it up in behind the net. Or Self-Shelter intercepted and broken up nicely there by Perutka. Centering pass out front, broken up by Gentry. They're come down 3-on-1, coming down the backside. Nice defensive play out there, centering pass, and she fell down again. Opportunity for Anderson. She was shot right across the front there and had a great opportunity and fell down again. There's another centering pass out front as they slap away, and Mueller will get her glove on it and freeze it for a face-off to the right of her net.
That was a good play by Mueller because the puck came there. It was her and their player. They had two whacks on it. She just got that paddle down and held her ground. So I like the way that she's been playing too. It's good when you have a goalie back there that's a calming effect, and she doesn't get rattled. She's just kind of there and just keeps doing her job, and I think that helps the team because it's a high energy team, and it just keeps them calm.
So we're waiting for, looks like they're trying to decide what to do here. They're going to send somebody.
Somebody got a penalty.
They're coming off the bench to go in. That's going to be Beham. they pull her off. I wonder if they called one on Macy for that, because they pulled her off the bench. Well, the puck will come out to the top as they'll go into what looks like a power play as well. So we've got plenty of time on the power play here for the Gentry. They are 5-on-3 against the Raiders, and Puppy will take it in their own zone, and they'll try to skate this thing away a little bit, try to knock some seconds up off of there. That one goes all the way back to the backside of Gentry. They'll pick it up with 13 seconds remaining in the second period, 42 seconds remaining in the one penalty, and 1:27 in the second penalty. That one goes all the way into the near corners as Gentry tries to clear from the top of the point. Broken up briefly in the corner. And there's a little pushing and shoving going on there with Ayla Puppy right there. But they do end the second period on the power play, and we'll start the third period on the power play as well. From your Heritage Bank scoreboard, the Northfield Raiders on top of this one, 4-1. We'll take a break and come back and recap the second period. You're listening to Raider Hockey on 95.1 The One and AM 1080 and streaming live on NorthfieldLive.com.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too. Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie, Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center. Do you have HSA dollars that you're looking at wondering, hey, what can I use these on? Did you know you can use HSA, HRA, and other health savings accounts to pay for your LASIK procedure? In addition, if you have a Flex account, you can set aside money in your Flex account for next year to use towards LASIK.
Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, Faribault. World-class LASIK, small town traffic. RitchieEyeClinic.com.
Heritage Dental Care in Northfield is a general dental clinic specializing in a variety of dental procedures and services. New patients and emergencies are welcomed 5 days a week. Heritage Dental Care is a proud supporter of Northfield Athletics and wish all of our athletes the best of luck this season. Make an appointment today with Dr. David Bruss, Dr. David Buck, or Dr. Michael Thompson. Go Raiders!
No matter what business you're in, it's hard to find someone to keep your business clean. ServiceMaster by Ayatt's Janitorial Services cover everything from floor care and carpet cleaning to general cleaning, windows, and power washing. When you're in need of janitorial cleaning services, demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster by Ayatt today.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
Fireside Orchard and Gardens has gone to great lengths to make their orchard enjoyable for the entire family. Fireside Orchard has cider, pies, fudge, and they grow 27 of our favorite Minnesota varieties, such as Honeycrisp, Sweet Tango, Zester, and Harrelson. Open 7 days a week, 9 to 6, until December 24th. Avoid the crowds and stop by during the week. Fireside Orchard and Gardens is located just west of Northfield on Highway 19. Check them out on Facebook, see a full list of apples at firesideorchard.com, then stop for the apples and stay for the gardens at Fireside Orchard and Gardens.
What if you could choose to make a positive difference in the lives of others just by where you choose to bank? When you bank with Hometown Credit Union, you are participating in a not-for-profit cooperative. We proudly reinvest into our communities through free financial education to people of all ages. We believe people can make better money decisions when equipped with the financial knowledge they need. Learn more about how you can join Hometown to make a difference and support our financial education outreach at www.hometowncu.coop.
Hey, welcome back to the Northfield Ice Arena as the Northfield Raiders lead this one 4-1 over Gentry Academy. And you would think they would be getting destroyed here. We had a tripping penalty, a roughing penalty, a slashing penalty, and and then something happened at the end that we don't know what happened.
Yeah, we'll find out in the beginning of the period here.
But you would think that we're getting killed, but we lead this one 4-1.
Yeah, and really that's been the difference in the game too. Our power play's been scoring, there hasn't. And that kind of turned the tide for today. That fourth goal was a big one. So
Yeah, so, I mean, we look at the scoring for the Raiders. Again, starting out the second period, come out just raving, and just 22 seconds into it, it is Ayla Puppy, of course, scores the third goal of the night. And then in the 11:51 mark, Maya Miller from the point with a nice pass out in front there, and she was able to stick it and put it in 4-1. It could have been 5-1. Garley had one that we thought got in behind the goalie, and somehow that goalie was able to get our hand on it or keep it out or whatever, so it could have been 5-1.
Yeah, as a goalie, you say, I knew where that was, but she didn't have a clue. Our defense helped her out. And I mean, you see the difference between these teams. Gentry's got a nice squad. They work hard. They skate well. But they just don't have the finishing skill that we do. Like they have opportunities, and Mueller's making those plays, the saves, but they just don't have that higher end skill to finish, and that's the difference in the game tonight.
It's crazy, but the young Anderson girl, the Maya Anderson girl for Gentry, she's had a lot of opportunities out there, and she just keeps falling down. Now, I don't know if that's from maybe some checking from the defense for the Raiders, or if she just can't catch her footing, or whatever the case may be. And, again, it's the first game of the season, stuff like that. But she's had some opportunities and just can't seem to stay on her feet.
And she probably feels like she's got to carry a bigger weight than she really needs to. She just has to play. She's a good little player, but she just has to play her game and not worry about carrying everything on the team. And you could see them. They got deflated after that fourth goal. They lost some of that energy that they had. And that's what their coach is probably telling them right now. Let's get back to the way that we play. Every period's important at the beginning of the year. Even if you're down, you want to have a good third period, because everything's building to the next game, to that next period, to the next game, and on. So
I do know that Gentry is going to be in the power play, I believe, for about a minute and 20 seconds. They've got a double, so there's 32 seconds for the first penalty to expire, and then another minute and 20 for that second period. So they're going to be on defense to start the third period.
Yeah, and depending if there was any call at the end there, that could be crucial for the Raiders if Puppy got something there. But, yeah, they have to come out. The Raiders have to come out and kill these off. I know from a coaching standpoint, they would love to get their third line in and get a little bit more reps in here because they're training them in. But if the game's close, it's going to be harder and harder. So they got to do their due diligence, kill these penalties off, just play it simple, and then get back to 5-on-5 and just wear these guys down.
So how does that work out then if there was a game misconduct or just a misconduct? You're talking maybe 10 minutes and stuff like that. So does Ayla have to sit for the 10 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know if she got it. I didn't see him gesturing. Usually you do that on the waist. I didn't see that. He might have just given them 2 and 2 because it was two players kind of jawing back and forth. And we'll see. He might not have called anything, but it looked like he called something and he talked to each coach just to kind of share. So.
And he might have advised them and said, hey, get your players under control here.
Yeah, it could have been just that, too, of like, hey, I could have given these two a 10-minute, but I want to let them play in the first game. So, I know Paige is addressing that. Their coach is probably addressing that, and you want to just play hockey.
Exactly. Well, Ayla is a fierce competitor, too. And, it shows. So at the end of that period, there was a scuffle in the near boards here, and that's where it kind of started.
Yep.
And you could see him jawing a little bit, and then they kept going back to the bench, and they just kept yakking at each other. So we'll find out when the third period begins. So from your Heritage Bank scoreboard, Raiders on top of this one, 4-1. We're going to take a couple-minute break here, and when we come back, we'll talk more hockey, and we'll get our third period underway. Raiders on top, 4-1. You're listening to Raider Hockey on KYMN 95.1 The One and AM 1080 and streaming right here live on NorthfieldLive.com.
Community banking at its best. Whether you are looking to improve your financial future, planning to buy a new home, or considering a mortgage, Heritage Bank in Northfield can help. Our ability to make decisions locally provides you the highest level of service at competitive rates. Your finances and home are important to you, and having a staff that you can trust makes all the difference. We make banking easy with real estate specialists and loan officers ready to help you. Stop by Heritage Bank on Highway 3 or contact us at heritagebankmn.com and see how the professionals at Heritage Bank can help you build your future.
Many of us would love an extra flexible way to earn money. Benjamin Bus and Northfield Lines have many driving positions available, including vans that won't require a CDL, small and regular-sized school buses, and motor coaches. These positions offer flexible hours, days off when kids are out of school. You can even bring your kids to work with you. Benjamin Bus and Northfield Lines offer on-site training and testing along with wages up to $21 an hour. No experience necessary. Stop by Benjamin Bus on Highway 3 in Northfield and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
No matter what business you're in, it's hard to find someone to keep your business clean. ServiceMaster by Ayatt's Janitorial Services cover everything from floor care and carpet cleaning to general cleaning, windows, and power washing. When you're in need of janitorial cleaning services, demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster by Ayatt today.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center. Do you have HSA dollars that you're looking at wondering, hey, what can I use these on? Did you know you can use HSA, HRA, and other health savings accounts to pay for your LASIK procedure? In addition, if you have a Flex account, you can set aside money in your Flex account for next year to use towards LASIK.
Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, Faribault. World-class LASIK, small-town traffic. RitchieEyeClinic.com.
Fireside Orchard and Gardens has gone to great lengths to make their orchard enjoyable for the entire family. Fireside Orchard has cider, pies, fudge, and they grow 27 of our favorite Minnesota varieties such as Honeycrisp, Sweet Tango, Zester, and Harrelson. Open 7 days a week, 9 to 6, until December 24th. Avoid the crowds and stop by during the week. Fireside Orchard and Gardens is located just west of Northfield on Highway 19. Check them out on Facebook, see a full list of apples at firesideorchard.com, then stop for the apples and stay for the gardens at Fireside Orchard and Gardens.
This is Barb from Professional Dental Group, letting you know that the doctors and staff of Professional Dental Group are proud to call themselves Northfield Raiders sports fans. Whether scheduling for an implant, mouth guard, or general visit, we look forward to providing you with the same exceptional care that Professional Dental Group has delivered for over 45 years. So on behalf of Dr. Becky Johnson, Dr. John Nowak, Dr. Brian Cravey, Dr. Tyler Yonke, and Dr. Mallory Peterson, go Raiders!
Valley Auto House is a full automotive repair, shop, collision center, and the only AAA authorized towing facility in Northfield. That means if you are in a minor or a major collision this winter, or if a deer happens to find your vehicle, Valley Auto House can handle it all. We work with all major insurance companies to handle your vehicle from the tow to completing all of your vehicle's repairs. Valley Auto House is located at Highway 3 South in Northfield, open at 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, or you can find us at valleyautohouse.net.
Northfield Retirement Community is honored to be rated an overall 5-star facility by Medicare over 3 key aspects of our facility. We were rated 5 stars with health inspections, 4 stars with staffing, and 5 stars with quality measures, making us the premier 5-star facility in the Northfield area. We owe this great honor to our dedicated and hardworking staff. Thank you, Northfield Retirement Community. Innovation, choice, tradition.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too. Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
Northfield is a unique town with passionate people. So much passion that it can be hard to keep up. That's why, if you're into art, local politics, sports, or anything else, Northfield Public Broadcasting is here to serve you. NPB is a free public access local television station that accepts submissions on anything you care about. NPB is a place to hear community voices and to share your own voice. Check it out.
of buying or selling your home? Don't go at it alone. Did you know there are nearly over 200 steps to the real estate process? 200 things to consider, be aware of, 200 things that could impede your ability to buy or sell or compromise the actual closing day. Alas, have no fear. You can contact one of our local and relentless agents at Century 21 Atwood and Professional Pride Group anytime to answer all of your real estate questions. Century 21 Atwood and Professional Pride Group. We're unstoppable together.
It can be hard finding an eye clinic that makes you feel seen and cared for in a way that suits you. At River Valley Eye Professionals, we pride ourselves on tailoring our care to you and your specific needs. We won't just see you in our offices. We may see you at a local ball game or at the high school for another event. We get to know you and what you hold dear so we can give you the best possible care. Learn more at rvep.com. River Valley Eye Professionals. Don't miss seeing your world.
Selling your home is a way to breathe new life into your house, and the process can be made easy with Schmidt Homes. Their team has extensive experience in partial and total home renovations, meaning your home will be completed quickly and to your standards, allowing you to enjoy your newly renovated home with peace of mind. When you're ready to start your next project, be sure to check out Schmidt Homes' beautiful and regularly updated showroom for inspiration. Don't wait to start building your dream home. Learn more at schmidthomes.com.
Hey, well, welcome back to the Northfield Ice Arena, and as predicted, a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, minors.
Yep, that's a right call. I mean, the ref is, that's the ref's job too, is like, hey, girls, we want to play this the right way. I could give you each a 10. We're the first game of the season. Learn your lesson and move on from this. So,
yeah, so there was a kind of a hard shot to the near boards here just at the end, and it was against number 6, which is Caitlin Roberts and Isla Puppy. Like I said, got into a little heated argument on the ice there, and so the Gentry Academy Stars will have the power play for the next 30 seconds. It'll be 5-on-3 as they win that. They skating from right to left, and the Raiders from left to right on your radio dial. There's a shot towards that off a pad of Mueller. That's going to get cleared all the way through and up and out and into the neutral zone, and it keeps right on rolling with just 12 seconds remaining in the first power play penalty to expire here. And now Gentry will forward that one. That's picked off and intercepted. McCoshen, she'll try to clear it up. That's deflected off her stick. There goes Anderson again down on the ice, and there's a turnover in their own zone, and that should end the first part of the penalty to the Raiders. 40 seconds remaining in the power play for Gentry. 5-on-4. A little backhand goes to the right of Mueller, far in behind the net, and now forward all the way to the top of the key. Salscheider, she tries to clear through the middle, and that's intercepted by the Raiders. Now we've got a race for it down here into the back of the net. It goes to the near circle, picked up by the Raiders with just 14 seconds remaining in the power play. Aniston will take it down through the neutral zone, comes skates it across the middle. Stick goes flying 20 feet in the air, and that will probably wrap up the power play for Gentry. And the puck will now be tied up back in the corner in the far Gentry end, in there in the far corner over there in the opposite end of the arena. 15:28 to go as Gentry will try to come clear with it, and then tries to forward it up here to Mortensen as she goes down the left side, getting tag team there by not only McCoshen but also Sparks there as it's taken away from Gentry. That one clears just barely into the neutral zone, so they'll have to regroup. Intercepted by Crone through the neutral zone. She'll go down to the right side of the circle there, and then she'll hit the brakes and come on back. And they'll all try to scramble for it down into the near corner. McCoshen will skate it all the way across the top of the key. Shot right into the breadbasket of Deutz, and that'll have a stoppage of play with 14:53 to go here from the Northfield Ice Arena and your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Raiders on top of this one, 4-1.
Well, that was a great penalty kill, and I'm just so impressed with Perutka. I mean, she's a ninth grader, and they got her up on top of that penalty kill. She just has hockey sense. She knows the game of hockey, and really did a good job killing that off.
Gentry will pick it up. They will try to clear it out, and the Raiders will knock it right back into the near corner. Puppe picks it up down in the corner. She'll send it all the way up and around. Falls down as Garley as the puck goes flying right past her. And now Gentry will clear that one all the way through, and that'll go back towards the baseline, and they'll call an icing penalty on that one. Raiders out shooting Gentry here in this contest. 28-17 will bring it all the way back.
And I know the coaches right now for the Raiders are saying no more penalties. We don't want any more penalties. I think they would like to start rolling 3 lines. Get that third line, get them some opportunities here.
So Garley wins the face-off and then takes it into the left slot, tries to get a shot off. Deutsch sends it up and over. Now it's a centering pass for the Raiders across the middle. That one goes off the stick. Gentry trying to clear it. They'll send it in around behind their net. Sal Scheider will try to collect herself. Tries the forward pass there. That one's broken up by Behan temporarily. Miller tries to get a stick on it. That one goes scooting all the way back down into the Raider zone as Paulson tries to pick it up. That one's a turnover down in behind the net, but they'll try to clear that one as Anderson tries to skate it and pick up the puck before the Raiders will try to control it. Of course, that's Ayla Puppy now has it, so she'll skate right through the zone. Pass all the way to the left side. There's a shot towards the middle. Just a quick glove save, just a quick slot. We'll have another face-off just to the right of Deutsch with 13:36 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, and so they just, you can see them. They want to get into a rhythm of playing, getting some structure going, and just keep playing good hockey.
So they'll face off to the right of Deutsch in the Gentry end. Raiders will come away with it, but now they get tied up all the way back in the corner where we got a call now. Looks like they're going to have a penalty here. And they will, of course, be against Gentry.
That looks like might have been a hooking or a holding or something.
It looks like it was a hooking call there, and it was right out in front of the net, I do believe. So 3:31 into it, and she'll go there for 2 minutes. So again, now the Raiders would be on the power play here for a couple of minutes. So maybe an opportunity. They did score on one of the power plays. Puck came across the blue line. Now they'll get them caught for offsides. They'll go right back to center ice in the far circle over there, and they'll face off. And just a couple of seconds ticked away there from that power play. So minute 52 remaining here in the power play for the Northfield Raiders. That face-off is actually controlled by Gentry. Off the near boards, they'll send that one flying, ricocheting all the way in behind the net. As Steffes will go back in there, she'll try to get it in the behind, and they'll regroup. That one goes off the end of the stick there of McCoshen, and so that one goes scooting all the way back. Garley will pick that one up, centering pass up to the top of the key, all the way across the center. Now Puppe from the right circle skates it in. She'll take that shot, and that one will be deflected up and out and into the net. You can just see the defenseman there, Riley Avalar. She saw Ayla. Yeah. She was like,
Yeah, and that comes. Some of that comes from a championship caliber team. Like they get sticks into the lane. Just that little play got her stick there. She didn't want to get in front of it.
No.
But she was willing to get the stick in front of it.
Garley will put that one out to the top to Miller. She'll skate to the top of the circle. She's got a shot. That one's deflected off the pad of the goalie, Deutsch, and that one goes up into the net. And we'll have another.
That was a good save, good shot, great screen. I mean, we could barely see the goalie here. Grace is not a big girl. She's not really that big of a person. She really gets in the eyes of the goalie.
Puppe wins that face-off. Miller from the top of the right circle. Dump pass backward into her. Puck goes all the way to the left side, and Ayla will pick it up on the point. Now she'll send it on the left side. There's another shot. That one's broken up by Avalar on that one. Good defensive play there. 12:25 remaining in the third period. 50 seconds remaining in the power play for the Raiders. Miller will pick it up from the top, skating around looking for something here. Get the pass moving, get some things moving around here. They're going down that right side. Miller, nope, she'll skate it back up to the top, holding it. The Puppy at the top, she'll skate it back down. Centering pass across to Miller. Miller's little wrister, that one gets broken up by number 12, Ella Myers. Puppy will pick it up, and they've got 25 seconds to do something with it. She'll skate it into the left slot. There's a shot, wrap around there, and a good save again by that goalie Deutsch.
A little little clustered around there. We're kind of out of sorts, but that's to be expected. Even this year, like they got the same power play unit. Everybody's in a little bit different positioning, so they're trying some new things this year.
Face off to the right of Deutz. That'll be Garley. Tries to control the face off. That'll be the Raiders from the top all the way to the near boards. Miller. Time's running out. 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Puppy down the right side to the right shot. And that one's off the side of the net there. That one go all the way back in behind. She'll do a quick wraparound, and that will wrap up the power play. There's a shot by Miller at the last second. There's a rebound by Garley. Couldn't get a stick on it. Steffes, as she tries to get the rebound. Can't do it. And that one's going to go out in front, get covered up by the pads by Deutz. 11:19 remaining here. Third period. Raiders on top of this one. 4-1 from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Will have a face-off left of Deutz.
Yeah, that was Stephens just missed collecting that one. But even at the end there, Garley's little shot just came off the goal line. That's a high-level shot, and she almost put it in off the goalie there.
Puck is controlled by the Raiders in the Gentry zone off that face-off. Down into the corner it goes as Langford tries to keep it in, and Gentry will try to take it and clears it out into neutral ice, intercepted by Crone. She's going to go the other direction, and now down to the ground we go, and I'm guessing that we're going to have Selscheider, who was tripped up there. I'm guessing we'll probably send a Raider.
Looks
like Langford. Langford for tripping.
Yeah, just a little too aggressive on that. And like I said, that's the third line just got out there. You want them to get that rhythm, so they'll talk to her on that. We love the aggressive play, but be smart in the neutral zone.
11:01 to go. 2-minute penalty on number 17, Rita Langford here at the 11-minute mark. So there's the face-off. There was a shot across the bow there. That one went right through the crease, and it was an opportunity for Elsa Myers. Just couldn't get a stick on it. There's another shot from the point. That one's broken up. That one's cleared by the Raiders. 10:47 to go here. Third period from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Raiders lead this one 4-1. Clock continues to tick. 1:35 remaining in the power play. Annison past her skate. Raiders will pick it up. Steffes will try to clear it up and through the neutral zone. Right back in the hands it goes of Selscheider. She'll take it and send it all the way across the other side of the ice to Elsa Myers down in the corner. There's a little kick save there by the Raiders from that the right slot. And Mueller with a quick slap right there from the glove.
Yep, that was just a good shot by them. She got off the post, stayed up tall, like she went down in a butterfly, but stayed up tall, was able to corral that.
So another shot from the slot there. That's their 18th shot on the night for Gentry Academy. And they did talk about early in, the coach said, they lost 9 of their top scorers. Mm-hmm. And so they got to figure out, somebody's got to step up, somebody's got to be a goal scorer here. So for them, they feel that that's probably one of their biggest challenges this year is who is going to do that, and can they score enough goals to stay in the games?
Yeah.
So from the right side, there's broken up by the Raiders in their own end. Now it picks out high rebound out there, and down the right side they go. There's a shot on goal, and right in the breadbasket it goes right there. So going coast to coast there is Emma Peruka, but unable to beat the goalie.
It is really hard. Like you think, we just have to replace the goals from last year, or some of the goals. It's hard to train kids to become goal scorers. Like, you kind of are who you are. Most of these kids were probably more role players. They'll get their goals, but they're not going to score a lot of goals this year. They have to find other ways to win with defense and hard play.
33 seconds left in the power play for Gentry. Raiders, good penalty kill here. Overall, all night tonight, they've done a great job on the penalty kill, even though they've spent a lot of time in the penalty box. There's an interception there by Peruka again. She'll skate it all the way down the left side, tries to take a shot, and finishes way wide right of the net. And now we'll have another stoppage of play here with just 9 seconds remaining. They're going to send number 16, Emma, learning to the net, or to the penalty box.
That's Perutka again, just playing very solid penalty kill. Intercepted that pass, creates that, got a slash because she's creating a scoring opportunity. And it's just a kid that knows how to play the game of hockey. Like, she just has instincts that you can't really teach, but they're just there.
Face off in the end for Gentry. And the Raiders putting pressure on them. They'll go on the power play now with 9 minutes remaining here in the third period. So onto the ice comes Garley. They'll be 5 on 4, and they'll be in the power play now for another minute and 37 seconds. Working the puck around in behind the net, and that one's going to go all the way around. Garley's going to pick it up in the near board, centers it up to the Miller. Miller skates it to the middle, drops it to Puppy. Puppy on the skates right through the slot, and then it looked like she was going to put a backhand on it, but she pulls it all the way out, kicks it back to the left circle. There's a shot on goal. That one's a rebound out front, and it gets in behind, and they wave it. And they wave it off, and they call stoppage of play there with 1:15 to go in the penalty.
I think as we watch the Raiders power play throughout the year here, you're going to start seeing that backdoor pass there. We're just missing that last one. Even there, we got a couple people on the back door ready for that. That comes with time. So you're going to start seeing that, I think, as the season rolls on.
Puck will come out to the top as the Raiders will control it, and then that one's picked off and intercepted by Anderson. Now if she can only stay on her feet, we'll see what happens. Puppy chases her down, takes her into the board, and down on the ground she goes. So really just trying to fast skater, gets out in front, but she had to outrun Puppy, and they just not necessarily can do anything about that, as she'll pick that one up at the top of the key. Miller from the point, deflected up and over into the net by her own player. That was Barella. Mortensen kicked that one up and over the top of the goalie, and we've got 49 seconds remaining in the penalty.
I wonder what it's, as a dad and a coach, and I know Paige's dad coach, like what that's like. I wonder what it's like as a sister, having your sister be the coach. Just what those conversations are like.
I had a little interesting conversation with Mo, and she said, for the most of the time, she says, "Hey, Coach Mo, Coach Mo." She goes, every now and again, she'll say, "Yo, Monique," because that's her real name. And then she go, "Oh, I'm sorry, Coach, I didn't mean to say that." And, they're sisters. So there's a shot out in front and a rebound, but it's covered up by Deutz. And we'll have another face-off. So, yes, but as the coach was saying, she respects her as a player. She actually turned that job down because of that. Initially, she was asked to be the coach. She said, I don't want to do that to my sister.
Yeah.
And a couple months went by, and they came back to her and go,
We need you.
We need you. And she had a conversation with her sister and said, I'm going to be your coach.
Yeah.
And they both seem to respect each other, so it seems to work out.
Yeah.
So that will be Puppy at the top of the key down in the Gentry section. They've got about 11 seconds left to capitalize on this power play. There's a shot. The deflection out in front goes off the stick and into the near boards. They'll lift that one up and send it sky high, up and over, and that will wrap up the power play for the Raiders. 7:06 remaining here. Third period from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Raiders on top, 4-1. There's a shot across the middle off the good save by Mueller. She kicks it off to the right-hand side as they are rolling in through. Roberts with a wide open shot and opportunity, and a nice save again by Mueller, and we'll have another stoppage of play here with 6:50 to go in the third period.
Yeah, another penalty on us, and it's just frustrating the flow. But this is where you're seeing the tired legs coming into play. It's just that third period. It's a little sluggish here. All the girls are tired, and then we're taking some penalties, and Coach Paige and LaPanta, they just want to get some flow to the game, and it's just stop and start all the time with penalties.
Well, if you heard us in the pregame, Paige said exactly that. I just want a good, solid game out of out of everyone, and just get some good motion, some good flow, and just get into a rhythm, as you were saying. So there's a rebound out in front. Gentry with a shot up and over the net. That one goes all the way back into the near corner here. 6:26 remaining here in the third period. On the penalty play, there's another minute and 33 seconds. Gentry in the power play here. So far, so good for the Raiders in the penalty kill.
Yep. And Mueller's doing a good job again there. Shot, she could see it clearly, but the big part of that is controlling that rebound and just ate that thing up.
There's a face-off here in the near circle as they take that. Anderson will take it all the way across the point, and she'll pass it down to the far circle. Now back to the top it comes. Richter out in front for a centering pass. That was a rebound, and that one's up and in, and that is a rebound there. And they, Gentry, they're taking them down. They're getting excited about that. Either that or their legs are gone. I'm not sure on that one. I think that's number 24, and down she goes again as she scores at 6:08 to go.
Yeah, they know who they are, so I mean, there's a part when you score, you want to celebrate that goal. Like, what they're trying to do is, hey, we're going to celebrate these goals because every goal is a good goal. And that's how they're going to do a lot of their goals this year, is just banging away on rebounds.
So at the, looks like the 10:52 mark, Naomi Wings with her second goal of the night here tonight. So they are now trailing 4-2. I take that back. They said that was the Myers scoring that goal, not Winge. So just under 6 minutes to go, and
I think the Raiders got a fortunate call here. They were going to get a power play, and I think their kid got a roughing at the end. So it's going to be a 4-on-4 here now.
So Beeham.
Yeah, we were fortunate because we were about to go on give them another power play. Their kid shoved our kid into the net, and that evened it up.
So what is it? It's just offsetting, but they're going both into the net or into the penalty box.
Yeah, they're calling it offsetting, but it should be two separate penalties, 4-on-4, but they're going 5-on-5, which is fine for us. They would rather play 5-on-5 than 4-on-4.
Okay, so there they are. Offsetting penalties. They'll sit in the box for a couple of minutes here. That puck's going to go all the way down to the Gentry zone, and in behind it goes, and it'll be a quick icing call on the Raiders. They'll bring it all the way back down to the right of Macy Mueller. So Mueller so far stopped 22 shots on the night and had some pretty good saves along the way.
Oh, she's held them in. She's been the best defender for the penalty kill. You saw the Raiders there. They just tried a little face-off play, ringing it around, just missed it. Those are things you practice on during the season.
Face off to the right of Mueller, controlled by the Raiders. It'll go back in behind the net. Steffes tries to push it forward, loses it off her stick briefly, and now it's picked up by Garley. She'll skate down the left side there, looking for somebody across the middle. Comes in behind the net, looking for a quick wraparound or somebody out in the point. She falls down, the puck comes loose, and now Gentry will try to clear it out before it's picked up there by McCoshen. She'll push it all the way back in to the near corner before Gentry comes loose with that one, and she'll try to clear it out of the neutral zone, and she does. That one goes firing all the way down, and they will not wave off. They will wave off, rather, the icing call. It's a centering pass through neutral ice. It goes to Pape. She'll go down that right side. She cuts back to the inside. Now she gets tripped, and she goes down on the ground. No penalty. No call on that one. 4:58 remaining here in the third period of this contest as the Raiders lead the contest 4-2 from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Skating through the neutral zone. Picked up there, centering pass right out in front, and that one goes right past the stick of Elsa Myers there, right across the crease. She'll come away with it now and skate it all the way to the top, and now she's going down the right side. She'll take a quick shot towards the middle. That one's deflected out in front. Now picked up by Anderson down the right side. She'll take a shot towards the goal. That one pops out in front, and Mueller puts her glove on it, and she is able to stop that, and we'll have a stoppage of play with 4:22 to go in the third period.
You can kind of see a little momentum shift here. It's a 2-goal game, which I'd rather have a 2-goal lead than a 1-goal lead, but you can just see they're 1 goal away from making this a big game, and they are on the aggressive right now. They're feeling the opportunity.
They win that face-off to the left, and there's a shot right out in front. Another rebound. That one's cleared out of the zone. Luckily, Mueller just getting mugged there in the net there for a second. Now Academy coming down, intercepted by Miller. 1-on-3. She'll try to skate around to the left. Little backhand action. It comes off her stick. Broken up by Anderson. Skating it through, pushing it forward there to Myers. She'll take it to the left-hand side. McCoshen will break that one up. That one comes into the near boards. Hot pursuit is Paukert, and that one picked up finally by McCoshen. She'll pick it up, forward pass there. pushed forward by Rasmussen down into the near boards. Pass across the middle. That one's deflected and broken up there by Novotny. Out in front, right out in front, and that one's busted up right out in front of there, and that one clears all the way to the far boards before Gentry clears it up and out of there. Puppy coming out of the bench, and she is able to stop that puck, and now she'll pick it up and bring it back through neutral ice. She's 1-on-5. Let's see what she's going to do with it. She's waiting for her team to catch up here. Now she'll push that pass across the middle. There's a shot. Puckert misses it. Garley all the way to the top, and it looked like Puppe was going to catch the puck. She was looking for somebody across the middle and sends it all the way back to the Northfield end with 2:56 to go here, leading 4-2. That one's picked up and intercepted briefly. Myers, stick check there. Steffes tries to pick it up. Dumped right back into the glove of Mueller it goes as Roberts takes a shot from the high point, and we'll have another stoppage of play, and we will have a face-off to the right of Mueller with 2:43 to go. Annison will face off, looks like against Crone here in the near circle. Controlled by Gentry. From the top it comes, Roberts, all the way across to the other side of the ice. That one's deflected up and over onto the glass. Picked up by Gentry in the near corner. Picked up by Annison in behind the net. McCoshen getting all over her there. Nice little pickup check there by Crone in the corner. That one comes loose briefly. Abby Sparks working her magic down in the corner. Time just ticking away right now. 2:15 remaining here in the third period. Neither team able to get good control of the puck. Garley tries to skate it out of the zone, but then she gets checked off the boards and now picked up by Annison again. Now it's a fight for Roberts, and now down the left side it comes Myers. Myers will go down that left side. And Miller will just ride her all the way across the boards. We're under 2 minutes. We got 1:52 to go here. Raiders, you can really tell I think they are getting tired here, Brent. I mean, it just looks like you can just see that, not being able to get control of the puck, and you can really see it's wearing on him here a little bit.
Yeah, and that was a long shift for that line, but
Garley will intercept it in neutral ice, and she'll dump it all the way down in behind the net, and it'll wheeze all the way into the near boards. Now it's cleared all the way through neutral ice. Rasmussen will pick that one up and send it across through neutral ice, deflected and intercepted by Gentry as they try to skate it back up and through, and it's picked up by Baker. Baker with that one, and then Raiders break that up, dump it right back into Gentry's zone before it's picked up by Roberts. She'll send it all the way across to the other side of the arena through neutral ice. Garley fighting for it and breaking things up in the middle. Raiders will recover. We got a minute to go. They'll skate it out of their own zone. Puppy will pick it up. Nice little fancy stick move in between the defensive player's feet. Ayla in behind. Now to the near board. Skates back to the top. Dump pass over here. Rasmussen with that one. Down underneath. That's intercepted and picked off by Gentry. 35 seconds remaining in the contest. Raiders on top, 4-2. And now it's picked up by Gentry. They try to clear it out before Steffes will dump it right back in. 25 seconds remaining in the contest. Picked up there by Baker. Baker tries to clear it up and out. Puppe will pick it up. She'll skate it around with 17 seconds to go. And pretty much, I'm guessing you're just going to move it around as Isabel Paulson tries to do some magic there. And then Garley gets dropped to the knees on that one for cross-checking. And they're going to send, looks like they're going to send number 11, Skylar Saltscheider, for cross-checking.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of a frustration because at 4.5 minutes we said they have some momentum here. And for the last 4 minutes, the Raiders have just been able to withhold that and push it out. So that's a little frustration penalty.
Puppe wins the face-off. Raiders will skate it in behind. Garley skates all the way into the right slot and then skates it right back through. Running in timeouts. Nothing's happening. They're just going to hold the puck, and that'll be the end of it right there. And the Raiders win. From your Raider and your Heritage scoreboard, Raiders win this one, the opener, 4-2 against Gentry Academy. Class AA state champions last year. We're going to take a break, I should say, and I think my mouth is getting a little sluggish with all the energy out there. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll recap the game here. You're listening to Raider Hockey on 95.1 The One and AM 1080, streaming live on NorthfieldLive.com.
Start your morning with the KYMN Morning Show. This is Jeff Johnson. Join me each weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. when I talk with local people making news. Rich Larson has the area's most comprehensive and up-to-date newscasts. Weather specialist Bob Matheson will have your forecast, and Tim McNiff joins us for news with a side of sports. Find out what's happening in your community by listening to 95.1 FM, AM 1080, or online at kymnradio.net. KYMN 95 The One.
Northfield Live doesn't just provide game coverage. We provide opportunities for Northfield youth to showcase, learn, and experience many aspects of media. This opportunity gives students a chance to get real-life experience and build their writing skills. Working at Northfield Live isn't just about the on-screen coverage. The reports and stories about games, athletes, and coaches are just as important as broadcasting the game itself. If you or someone you know might be interested in learning how to write stories about local high school sports, we encourage you to call, text, or email us at the Northfield Live page anytime. From all of us at Northfield Live, go Raiders!
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call the professionals at Service Master by Ayat. Service Master has been an industry leader for more than 20 years and have proven cleaning products to remove even the toughest stains and get the winter weather out of your carpets and floors. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. When you're in need of cleaning, demand the yellow van and call Service Master by Ayat today.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
Hey, welcome back to the Northfield Ice Arena. Brent Bielman along with Jimmy LaRue here this afternoon, or this evening. It is this evening already. It was dark when we came here, so I guess it's still dark. But the Raiders win this one 4-2. A quick recap of how things all kind of developed right off the get-go. 39 seconds in, Emily Beham with a nice rebound out in front. She'll put them up 1-0. And then it was Olivia Rasmussen at the 13:30 mark, and she put them up 2-1 at that point. And scoring in the first period there for the Gentry Stars was Naomi Winge at the 7:35 mark. So at the end of one, it was 2-1. And then the Raiders in a nice second period, but that sloppy second period. There's a lot of penalties in that second period, including a misconduct at the end of that period. But at the 22-second mark, Pape puts them up 3-1. And then at 11:51, it was Maya Miller to make it 4-1. And it wasn't until the third period that Gentry came back and actually got a goal, and that was Anna Myers at the 11:38 mark. So a long period in between them scoring that first goal and that second goal, but the Raiders come out victorious 4-2.
Yeah, no, I a couple of points on it. I thought Mueller played very well today. As she got better as the game went on, she was a steady rock for them back there. And you know, when I said about the 4:30 time of that last period, and you probably don't notice this, but this is getting the big picture of the season as a coach, because our third line played 2 shifts in the last 4.5 minutes. They put them out there against their top line. They're looking at it. They want to win this game, but they're also looking at, hey, what do we have? What do we have? We need a third line. What do we have? And they put them out in a pressure situation, and they came through. They had one scoring opportunity against them, but then they came through. So that's fun to see. That's part of – this is a process. This is November. They're thinking about February.
Yeah,
that's what they're gearing towards.
It is so crazy to think that football is still going on, and yet here we are, and we got girls hockey now. The boys don't start for a couple more weeks yet. Practice, I believe, starts on the 13th, so they'll start practice, and then I think their game is probably towards the end of November or first part of December is when the boys hit the ice, and that's usually in the spring too with the hockey tournaments. That's kind of how that all shakes down. Same with the basketball team; they'll start practice next week, and their games will start at the end of November. But this is the first game of the season for the Northfield Raiders, and I think they had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they wanted to prove themselves something against the Gentry Academy. And they outshot them 39-24, and so again, I think though they spent a long time tonight in the penalty kill.
Yep, way too many penalties tonight, and they'll clean that up. But that's a little bit of part of their game, too. They're going to play the edge a little bit. They're going to push their defense, and so they'll get penalties. But there was just too many in the offensive zone and neutral zone, and that's what they're going to be focusing on. We can't have those, or just kind of penalties where you're not moving your feet and then you got to react to it, because against teams that bury that, you just can't give that many penalties up.
Yeah. So outside of that, it was a good victory all the way around. So we want to thank, of course, our post-game cleanup is brought to you by Service Master by Hyatt. When disaster strikes, demand the yellow van. So we've got a couple of things coming up. Next Tuesday, Rosemont will be in town, and the Raiders girls will take on Rosemont. And then on Thursday night, it will be the arch rival Owatonna coming to town. So again, starting off the season, you've got Gentry Academy, good test.
Yep.
You got Rosemont, another good test. Highly contended group last year was in the state tournament or just close to it.
Yep.
And then you got Owatonna, who is always just somebody comes in here and plays super hard. So she's not afraid. Paige is not afraid to put a tough schedule together.
No, we've always, her dad and I used to talk about that too. You get better by playing better teams, and it's kind of odd that Owatonna is our first conference game. That's probably right there. You're vying for 2 important points for that conference title, but you want to come out and play people right at the beginning. You want to see what you have. And Gentry, even though it's early season, they're ranked 4th. They come off of a state championship. And Rosemont, who's returning from a state tournament berth last year. So it's good to have competition, and you want that because we don't get a lot of it in the Big Nine.
Right.
So you really have to beef up your non-conference to balance that out.
Well, there you have it from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. The Raiders win this one 4-2 and out shooting them 39-24. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors this evening for joining us and being a part of the activities. This is how we bring the games to you because of your patronage to Raider hockey and Raider sports. We want to thank Joey Hudson, Nelson, Westland. Thanks for running the camera there, big dogs. Thanks for joining us. Join us again Tuesday night as we have more Raider hockey coming to you on 95.1 to 1 KYMN and AM 1080 and streaming live